Make them say, nah, nah, nah. What's cracking? What is crizacking? How y'all doing, man? Shavar, Johnny Greens, D from Beantown in a building. Here we go, here we go. Salute to everybody out there. Shout out to everybody out there.
What's going on? What's going on? Yo, what's going on? In your moments,
a quiet community until they can.
And I.
Neighbors in the neighborhood talked about what they'd lost.
Everything is gone. No clothes, no nothing.
Well, it's a tragedy. I feel as if I lost my best friend, which I guess it is, my home.
And at the emergency shelter at St. Carthage's Church, where volunteers donated clothing and poured in to offer help, the victims also talked about what they'd lost.
I've lost everything, everything. We have nothing but the clothes on our backs.
And I saw my house gone. And I just felt that Move won and we lost.
Move, of course, was the organization that started it. Loudspeakers blaring at all hours.
The reason they got our innocent brothers and sisters locked up right now is because they want to jail. The truth is gonna move.
Lots of rhetoric about guns and violence, and complaints from the other people who live in this clean, working-class neighborhood.
Theoretically, this was a...
Okay. So they won't tell you that. One thing they won't tell you about Operation Move is that the people in the community hated them. How many of y'all know about Move? MOVE. John Africa. In that pedophilic group of cult he had. What's happening, man? Yeah, man. We seek to educate here, man. We may come back to that, man. You know what? We're going to come back to that. I'm going to put that in the... We're going to come back to that. We won't come back to that. All right? We won't come back to that.
Master, take my hand. Precious Lord, and lead me home.
Once again, a child has been caught in the crossfire. So often have we seen this image in recent years that some worry the death of a child in the poorest parts of this city has lost its power to move us, that the senselessness and waste may no longer register with us as it once might have.
We're talking about 1993, they're saying this. They're saying this in 1993.
Years that some worry the death of a child in the poorest parts of this city has lost its power to move us, that the senselessness and waste may no longer register with us as it once might have.
It's always someone innocent that gets, killed in this matter. He's my first born, and I love him. Miss him so much.
AJ was his name. Arthur Lee Williams Jr. was 13, funny, and friendly. He was not a gangbanger. He was an ordinary kid who made the fatal mistake of opening the door of his mother's CHA apartment and walking outside. Arthur Lee Williams Jr. died for absolutely no reason at all. What happened to him should happen in nobody's neighborhood.
In Nobody's Neighborhood. Reported by Carol Marie.
Crime is everywhere, and it affects everybody's neighborhood. But the kind and the amount of crime that occurs here at the CHA is beyond what anyone anywhere would consider acceptable. And that violence touches all of our lives, no matter where we live. Not just in the young people who are lost, but in the millions and millions of dollars, tax dollars, that are spent every year for what is in large part a losing battle. And that violence touches all of our lives, no matter where we live. Not just in the young people who are lost, but in the millions and millions of dollars, tax dollars, that are spent every year for what is in large part a losing battle. Violence touches all of our lives, no matter where we live. Not just in the young people who are lost, but in the millions and millions of dollars, tax dollars, that are spent every year for what is in large part a losing battle.
You niggas been costing taxpayers millions of dollars for eons. Think about it. Let's just think about this. Niggas have been costing the taxpayers millions and millions of dollars. When do we start saying billions? Chat, when do we start saying billions? Because this is 1993. 30 plus years ago. Can we press one if you want to, if we should just start saying billions now? Because to keep saying millions every year, every city, millions, 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 at some point it becomes billions. At some point it becomes billions. Shout out to Nick Colati. Nick Colati in the building, man. He says, switch go off in the woods unheard, do it make a sound. Damn. The switch, man. Had a straight a bald eagle's nest and shit. Knock out the whole bald. Whatever endanger animals around, that switch gonna hit it. Yeah, 1,000 million is a billion, right? This is every city, every year, every county spending millions and millions of dollars to fight, to stop niggas from killing each other, to stop niggas from just basically like making the city unlivable for everyone else. And it's been going on for 100 years. And we still saying millions.
Beyond what anyone anywhere would consider acceptable. And that violence touches all of our lives, no matter where we live. Not just in the young people who are lost, but in the millions and millions of dollars, tax dollars, that are spent every year for what is in large part a losing battle. Kevin Say and David Davis are soldiers in the war. They're police officers for the Chicago Housing Authority. Their place of employment, the projects, public housing, the CHA. Say the names out loud, and many of us see in our mind's eye a place we have never been. Public housing in Chicago is isolated and segregated. It is set apart from the rest of the city and surrounding suburbs. In many ways, the CHA is regarded as an island of uncommonly high crime. It is a dangerous place to live and a dangerous place to work.
They're having a little gathering.
This is a gang gathering over here?
Right.
How can you tell?
I can tell it when they all assemble.
64,000 people live in the projects where CHA police, like Say and Davis, patrol. It is an unpredictable population where a minority of residents wreak havoc on those just trying to survive. Those people include Beverly Hill.
It's a lot of violence, a lot of gangs around here. There's cheaties and beaties, you know.
So if you could change one thing here at CHA, it would be?
The gangs. But it's gangs everywhere you go now, you know.
A few blocks away in a Stateway Gardens apartment building, officers Say and Davis go about their daily rounds, checking abandoned apartments. As the officers check inside, a group of men gather outside. Officer Davis, these people all out on the hoods of the cars and in the parking lot, those are gang leaders?
Yes, they are. They have lookouts up in the highest points of the building to see us when we come.
Usually they do a series of whistles or scream out 5-0 or robo.
And what do they call you again?
Robos.
Like RoboCop?
Exactly. Or 5-0.
Hawaii 5-0.
Exactly.
Remember this man in the yellow jacket. With officers Say and Davis, we head south to the Robert Taylor homes to answer a routine call about an electrical problem in one of the buildings. But the quiet of this afternoon is quickly broken as a call goes out that shots have been fired somewhere else. The Dan Ryan Expressway provides a fast route north from the Taylor homes back to Stateway Gardens, where we just were and where a shooting has just occurred. On the ground is the man in the yellow jacket.
Okay, could you please back off, sir?
His name is Alan Kindred.
He's bleeding from the throat. He's shot in the throat. It's a bad wound.
The shooting was sparked by an argument following a traffic accident. It is one example of just how fast things can change at the CHA. We were just here how many minutes ago?
About 15 minutes ago.
About 5 minutes ago. About 5 minutes ago.
But within the space of a few minutes, it can go from peaceful to wide open.
Exactly.
Kindred survived to become a CHA crime statistic, an illustration of just how fragile life can be and how fleeting.
That nigga they was just out there looking at that nigga through the surveillance camera. Left 15 minutes later, that nigga had gotten shot over something completely ungang related. Ungang related. Just something completely random. That nigga got shot. That is absolutely insane, though. Wow, man. Yo, real time, dog. Real time. We not talking about some nigga telling you, man, back in my days, we used to knuckle up, man. It ain't like when I was, man. No, nigga. Here at Ock Nation, we don't do that. We don't ask old niggas to tell us about how it used to be. Press 1. At Ock Nation, we don't ask old niggas to tell us how it used to be. We go see for ourselves. Press 1. Ain't asking no old nigga to lie to us about how great, glorious the olden times was.
To the building to see us when we come.
Usually they do a series of whistles or scream out 5-0 or robo.
And what do they call you again?
Robos.
Like RoboCop?
Exactly. Or 5-0.
Hawaii 5-0.
Exactly.
Remember this man in the yellow jacket. With officers Say and Davis, we head south to the Robert Taylor homes to answer a routine call about an electrical problem in one of the buildings. But the quiet of this afternoon is quickly broken as a call goes out that shots have been fired somewhere else. The Dan Ryan Expressway provides a fast route north from the Taylor homes back to Stateway Gardens, where we just were and where a shooting has just occurred. On the ground is the man in the yellow jacket.
Okay, could you please back off, sir?
His name is Alan Kindred.
He's bleeding from the throat. He's shot in the throat. It's a bad wound.
The shooting was sparked by an argument following a traffic accident. It is one example of just how fast things can change at the CHA.
We were just here how many minutes ago?
About 15 minutes ago.
About 5 minutes ago. About 5 minutes ago.
But within the space of a few minutes, it can go from peaceful to wide open.
Exactly.
Kindred survived to become a CHA crime statistic, an illustration of just how fragile life can be and how fleeting is the peace of any given moment in the Chicago Housing Authority.
24.
Well, we are always on the guard against anything that might happen. So whether it's night or day, we always on the guard.
On guard because violence gives no notice here at the CHA, and so residents are on a 24-hour alert. They have no other choice.
We can't live in fear all of our life. This is a place where we have to stay. We have to raise our children.
Lily Webb is one of 900 residents who belong to the Tenant Patrol.
If I have to die for a cause, I will die for a cause. I'm not afraid of no one.
But hidden by the night and sheltered by the buildings at the CHA, even the fearless lack the opportunity to confront their enemy. The violence can be everywhere and still unseen.
They shooting at 4410.
Officer Davis gets the first word. They're shooting at 4410, a Disciple building on South State.
10-4, sir. We responded to shots fired at 4410 State.
The officers turn off the car lights and drive up on the concrete sidewalks in order to avoid becoming a target themselves.
That was shots fired over by 44 State.
Officers Say and Davis are now told the building across from 4410 has shooting as well. There is a gang war going on between these two buildings. What you are about to see next is all too routine for Officers Say and Davis. Officer Davis leaves the car first.
Let me get out.
10-4.
Moments later, we follow. As shots ring out, we head for the building.
Who was that the other day that said they don't do the reporters? Who remembers the other day somebody was saying the reporters don't go with the police or something they were saying? We were watching something and they were like the reporters don't go with the don't be in the middle of the action. Who was that? Somebody said that the other day. I forgot. They were like the reporters aren't in the middle of the action. Embedded journalists. Look at this lady, man. This lady in the middle of that shit. I can't remember who said that, but yeah, somebody said that. This is 1993. Chicago Projects.
As shots ring out, we head for the building. Once inside, the object is to find the shooter. It's a nearly impossible and extraordinarily dangerous task. The chase takes us to the 5th floor, and once again, a shot is fired. Sergeant Will.
Think about it. This guy is a fucking coon, a sellout in the black community. And they just called his ass to come deal with these crazy ass niggas that shoot. As soon as this shit over, they gonna call him a coon and a sellout and what, a race soldier, an agent of white supremacy. The hate people have for niggas is not enough. It's not enough. You don't hate niggas enough. Press 1. If you hate niggas, you don't hate them enough.
Willie Miranda joined Say and Davis in the search, checking hallways and vacant apartments.
We're on 6. We're coming down. Stick closer because I don't want you guys to I'm coming down the 6th floor, west entrance. Okay, come on down. All right. So
yo, look at this shit. At any moment, some nigga can pop out and start shooting. At any moment, a citizen that's not in the game could just pop around the corner and startle the shit out of you and you shoot the fuck out of them. These people who police these urban jungles, salute, man. Salute to them, man. Salute to you people for policing these urban jungles, man.
Anybody in here? Police?
72. 4172.
Watch your head. Watch your partner. Don't leave until you get your partner. Dave, where you at?
After 6 minutes, the search proves futile, and the circumstance within the building is deemed too dangerous to search further.
Coming out now, and just walk next to us.
All that for nothing. All of that, risking your life, running down corridors and shit, dark fucking hallways and shit, popping in fucking dens and cavernous rooms and shit for absolutely nothing.
Coming out of the building now.
Make sure y'all support the channel. You're not gonna get this nowhere else, man. You're not gonna get this nowhere else, man. Everyone else gonna tell you, back in my day, man, we used to fight. These youngers nowadays, they crazy. They crazy, I tell you. These YNs, they're different. They're crazy. In my day, we used to fight. The good old days. Hit the like button, hit the PayPal, the Cash App, Super Chat, support this channel.
Get in the car. Get out of here. I'll cover.
Turn back inside.
All right. Yeah, blue street.
Sorry, we're out of here.
Back inside their squad car, Say and Davis explain why this building, 4410, is considered so dangerous.
There were shots fired. I believe it was on the 5th floor, which is the building that we were at. They said they saw shots coming from the 5th floor and several male blacks running from that location.
Jack Sargent said it's a bad building.
Oh, yeah, it's a terrible building.
Why?
That's where, once again, it's a lot of corporate gangbangers, older gangbangers, like 4331, 4352, 4410.
These buildings down here have a history of shooting. Okay.
And these are older men who are serious businessmen about the drug business?
That's true.
And that's what you mean by a corporate gangbanger?
Right.
Is that right?
That's true.
The events of this night that took us to the 5th floor of the 4410 building took place this past April. It would be just 2.5 months later that same building, same floor, 13-year-old Arthur Lee Williams Jr. would die because once again, somebody somewhere in here was shooting.
I was just saying, AJ, stay in the house, because they've been shooting around here. They have been shooting since early, way early, like 6 something in the morning. You would just hear it. I mean, high-powered guns. And I was just saying, I guess they'll stop the shooting once someone get killed. And I had no idea that it would be my son.
Y'all finna go to school. I'm finna wait. I'm finna
Stay in the house, because they've been shooting around here. They have been shooting since early, way early, like 6 something in the morning. You would just hear it. I mean, high-powered guns. And I was just saying, I guess they'll stop the shooting once someone get killed. And I had no idea that it would be my son.
Y'all finna go to school. I'm finna wait. I'm finna go get my car. And then y'all walking or y'all want to?
Ma'am, and listen, no shade to this woman. I just want to know from you guys, as a teachable moment, how many of you guys would have still let your kid leave that house? Because, I mean, it doesn't seem like she's processing the fact that, because she talks about, if he's a good kid, right? How did you let him leave the house this day? How did you let him leave the house? I'm not even trying to be funny, man. How did that boy leave the house? Forget moving. That's another step. Like, this woman, she doesn't look like she has the means to, to uproot her family and move. How the hell do your kid leave the house that day? He's a good kid. Remember, this is a good kid. And listen, if he was a gangbanger, I would probably think, okay, he going out to, see what's going on. He going out to get up with his clique and, find out what's cracking, for the day or whatever. I can understand that. But they're saying this guy was a good kid. This 13-year-old was a good kid. How the fuck do you leave the house this day?
Was shooting.
I was just saying, AJ, stay in the house, because they've been shooting around here. They have been shooting since early, way early, like 6 something in the morning. You would just hear it. I mean, high-powered guns. And I was just saying, I guess they'll stop the shooting once someone get killed. And I had no idea that it would be my son.
Y'all finna go to school. I'm finna wait. I'm finna go get my car. And then y'all walking or y'all want to?
Crazy.
The tree-lined Lincoln Park neighborhood in Chicago with its old brick.
Salute to S Freak in the building.
Brick and new buildings. The northwest suburb of Schaumburg with its houses and condos and well-cared-for lawns. Each community is the same size as the area patrolled by the CHA police, but the quality of life and the quantity of crime are radically different. New buildings. The tree-lined Lincoln Park neighborhood in Chicago with its old brick and new buildings. The northwest suburb of Schaumburg with its houses and condos and well-cared-for lawns. Each community is the same size as the area patrolled by the CHA police, but the quality of life and the quantity of crime are radically different.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? What's the difference between this?
You took the same amount of crime and put it in another community of the same size, it would be an outrage.
Hosea
In order to do that, sir, you would have to put those people there, because we all know, everybody here knows that these tree line communities, If niggas lived here, it would be crime here. If niggas lived here, this look like Brooklyn. This look like the brownstones in Brooklyn. This look like some neighborhoods in DC. They trying to act like, oh, well, it's no crime over there for some other reason than that it's no niggas over there. It's some other reason. It's not the fact that niggas don't live here. It's another reason why there's no crime in these neighborhoods.
The tree-lined Lincoln Park neighborhood in Chicago with its old brick and new buildings. The northwest suburb of Schaumburg with its houses and condos and well-cared-for lawns. Each community is the same size as the area patrolled by the CHA police, but the quality of life and the quantity of crime are radically different.
If you took the same amount of crime and put it in another community of the same size, it would be an outrage.
Hosea Crosley is the chief of the CHA police force. More than that, he is himself a child of the CHA, raised in the Ida B. Wells homes in the 1950s. It was a different kind of life then.
When I grew up in public housing.
Yeah, fucking right. Now this nigga about to lie. He about to lie. He about to lie his ass off. This nigga's about to lie his ass off. He's about to straight lie his ass off.
More than that, he is himself a child of the CHA, raised in the Ida B. Wells homes in the 1950s. It was a different kind of life then.
When I grew up in public housing, most of the families had a father at home. You know, most of the parents, they were working families. They weren't on welfare. So it's a completely different type of atmosphere. We were responsible for cleaning up our own areas. And that's something that doesn't happen now.
But in the last 3 decades, the policy governing public housing changed.
In the late 50s, when the age of dependent children came about, and the only way you could get it if there was no father in the home.
And it drove the men away.
It drove the men out. I mean, if you don't have a...
All these are lies, man. All these are... Now listen, I'm not saying that these things didn't happen, but niggas was still acting crazy back then. Niggas was still acting crazy back then.
A job and you can't support your family, the only way they can get food is for you to be out of the home, then you have to leave.
Vince Lane is the chairman of the Chicago Housing Authority.
Public policy has fostered a sense of dependency for the last 3 generations. So you've got young people today who watch their mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers waiting for a welfare check, waiting for the system to get them up in the morning, feed them, bus them somewhere, bring them back home, tuck them in bed at night and start all over again the next day. You could be a polka dot zebra and you turn out the same way if you were confronted with that kind of environment.
Think about what he's complaining about. This nigga's complaining. Listen. This nigga's complaining about everything that niggas asked for. This is what niggas asked for. Niggas asked for this shit.
Of the Chicago Housing Authority.
Public policy has fostered a sense of dependency for the last 3 generations. So you've got young people today who watch their mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers waiting for a welfare check, waiting for the system to get them up in the morning, feed them, bus them somewhere, bring them back home, tuck them in bed at night and start all over again the next day. You could be a polka dot zebra and you turn out the same way if you were confronted with that kind of environment.
Today, half of all of the people who live in the CHA, half are children. Virtually all of those children are under the age of 15. And 3 out of every 4 households are headed by a single mother. Most who live here, according to Chief Crosley, want only to live in a safe neighborhood.
I'd say 90% are decent, law-abiding citizens. And it's that other 10% that's causing all those problems.
It is the gangs and the guns and the drugs that hold the balance of power here.
I think for most people who pick up bites on the television and headlines in the newspaper, They can't even begin to imagine. You may be assaulted, you may be robbed, you may get to your apartment and it's burglarized, and that threat is there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in public housing. And that's why I think it's a national disgrace that we have permitted people to live in this kind of environment.
In an effort to better understand the kinds of crime that occur here, Channel 5 News examined and cataloged police reports for the month of February 1993. In that one short, cold month in the CHA, we found at least 719 cases of violence, vice, and property crime. Among them, 2 homicides, 5 criminal sexual assaults, 36 assaults, 203 batteries, 55 thefts, 95 crimes of criminal damage to property, 35 robberies, 50 burglaries, and 135 drug crimes.
Though it's easy to assume that most CHA crime is gang-related, that's really only part of the story. According to the crime reports we studied, it is also crimes committed by husbands against wives, boyfriends against girlfriends, brothers against brothers, mothers against daughters. Case in point, a girlfriend and boyfriend in a domestic with a knife. Or a man robbed by his sister and brother-in-law. Or the 3 children abandoned by their mother in a roach-infested house with drug paraphernalia. The weapons that get the most attention are the guns. But it's not just guns that inflict damage here. According to police reports, a weapon can be anything, including a rake, a rock, a hairbrush, a pickle jar, a hammer, an axe, a doorknob, even a high-heel shoe. Inflict damage here. According to police reports, a weapon can be anything, including a rake, a rock, a hairbrush, a pickle jar, a hammer, an axe, a doorknob, even a high-heel shoe. If gang violence is a threat here, so too is domestic violence. And residents, it's argued, have to take responsibility.
They're going to have to participate, and they're going to have to acknowledge people in their families have substance abuse problems. They have gang affiliations, and they have illegal weapons. And they're going to have to acknowledge that, and we're going to have to try to put resources in there to get at the root causes for that kind of behavior.
Beverly Hill has lived in the CHA since she was 9. She's raised 4 children here. Is there any solution to all of this as far as you're concerned?
I don't know. It's up to the parents to try to do something with their kids.
But some of the parents, even if they're working hard at home with their kids, face the fear of what they can't control outside in the form of gangs and drug dealers who make money here. In the meantime, it has cost money, a lot of money, to try and put a lid on the crime and violence in the CHA. 5 years ago, the taxpayer price tag for law enforcement here was $5 million. Today, it's $65 to $68 million. CHA Chairman Vince Lane.
It's crazy. It's insanity. I mean, I could take $65 million and support a $700 million bond issue where we could build the housing to replace Cabrini.
So with that money that you spend on police, there are many other better alternatives for you.
Many better alternatives.
$65 million to police these niggas every year. Just these niggas, not the city, not the state, not the county, just these niggas in this fucking area, in this project.
And support a $700 million.
CHA Chairman Vince Lane.
It's crazy. It's insanity. I mean, I could take $65 million and support a $700 million bond issue where we could build the housing to replace Cabrini.
So with that money that you spend on police, there are many other better alternatives for you.
Many better alternatives.
Lane has argued here and in Washington that the CHA is everyone's problem, and until those who live within its bounds and those who live outside join together in pursuit of some coherent public housing policy, then little, if anything, will change.
And until the problem is staring Joe Q. America in his face when he opens the door in the morning and there
It is though. See, this is the shit that I hate. And shout out to Adolf Diversity. This the shit I hate. Oh, this only affecting black people, so you don't care. Well, nigga, you just said they're spending $65 million a year to police these niggas. And furthermore, it is staring Joe Q in the face. This crime, these little niggas are staring Joe Q in the face when he's on the fucking train coming home from work, trying to get back to the suburbs from work. When he's trying in the parking deck trying to get to his fucking car. When he's walking to the grocery store at night. These nigga problems affect everybody. Everybody gets affected by this shit.
Q America. In
some coherent public housing policy, then little, if anything, will change.
Until the problem is staring Joe Q America in his face when he opens the door in the morning and there it is on his lawn, we won't solve the problem. Everybody has to realize it is a problem for all of us, not just CHA.
Do you think these gangs understand the consequence of what they do?
I think they understand, but it's like anything, you know, it may die down now, but who's not to say that someone else will be sitting in my same seat one day with their child, standing in the wrong place at the wrong time.
When Lanice Butler buried her son AJ this July, she made plans to move out of the CHA. Ironically, Lanice Butler is exactly the kind of person Vince Lane wishes would stay. Someone who holds a responsible job, as she does at the Harris Bank in Chicago. Someone who does all she can to protect her children. Vince Lane believes if the CHA is ever to become a sane and safe place for residents like Lanice Butler and her remaining children.
There go the fucking father right here. They never talk to the fucking father. They talking about the father ain't around. You never talk to his ass. You never talk to the fucking father, nigga. That's the father right there. That's the little nigga's father right there. Why didn't y'all ever talk to him? The father was ain't around. That nigga was there. That nigga.
Arthur Lee Williams Jr. died for absolutely no reason at all. Years that some worry the death of a child in the poorest parts of this city has lost its power to move us, that the senselessness and waste may no longer register.
He kissed that boy on his lips. The father was there the whole fucking time. Press 1. They ain't talked to him once. The whole goddamn documentary, they didn't talk to him once. He was there the whole fucking time. Didn't ask him one fucking question. I kiss my son on the mouth. Me and my son kiss on the mouth all the time. I love my son. He always kissed me in the mouth. I used to kiss my daughter on the mouth till she got old, too old. Now I don't do it no more. But father was there the whole time. We didn't hear one fucking word from the father. Not one fucking word this whole documentary from the father. This shit crazy.
Would stay. Someone who holds a responsible job, as she does at the Harris Bank in Chicago. Someone who does all she can to protect her children. Vince Lane believes if the CHA is ever to become a sane and safe place for residents like Lanice Butler and her remaining children, low rises need to replace the high, and more working families need to join the population. Low-rise developments like Ida B. Wells, for instance, where residents have risen up to take charge, offer some hope that things can improve. Federal Housing Secretary Henry Cisneros toured public housing in Chicago not long ago with the promise of $50 million from Washington to fund CHA redevelopment. The money has not yet arrived. If there is no simple, single solution to the violence at the CHA, there are at the very least two indisputable facts on which to fix our attention. The first could be called the human argument. It is that as long as the violence continues, young lives will continue to be lost or damaged in this environment. The other is a consumer argument, that as long as the violence exists, every one of us in every single neighborhood will pay for the law enforcement it takes to meet the problem. And the cost of that law enforcement hasn't just doubled or tripled in the last 5 years, it's gone up 14 times. And though it's true that the overall crime rate here has declined, the amount of crime that still exists here at the CHA is so great that it would be judged unacceptable by anybody anywhere. What happens here at the CHA should happen in nobody's neighborhood.
To the light, Master, take my hand. Precious Lord, and lead me home.
Make him say, I'm gonna make him say, yeah, man. Way back machine, man.
3 people were killed and 9 others were hurt in a mass shooting in the Grays Ferry section of Philadelphia. This shooting, just one incident over a very violent weekend in the city. Action News reporter Jessica Cartalia is live with more.
Think about that. Think about that, man. Salute, man. What's cracking, man?
Hello, Doc. How are you?
Everything's cool, man.
Yo.
What's happening?
Yo, I was telling you before, Rock, that CHA Cabrini Green used to be for gliders, right? And they used to call it Little Sicily, aka Little Hell. Even those gliders had to run from some people when they started coming in. They used to call it Little Hell. They ran.
I know when they talk about hell, they're talking about like maybe like a murder like every like couple of weeks, which is a lot, you know. I mean that's hell. Like living in a place where somebody gets murdered every couple of weeks. Ninjas come and then somebody get killed every day.
Right, twice in one day.
For
traffic accident.
Right. A gangbanger. He got shot. Now that dude, they left for 5 minutes, and that dude that they was videotaping it had gotten shot.
Yeah. The funny thing is that the police being there might have not stopped it. Right.
Right.
I had a liberal friend tell me that proves that cops don't stop crime, right? I argue that if they're willing to do that in front of the cops, can you imagine?
I'm telling you, they might not stop shooting. He might have not have stopped. He might have kept shooting, still be shooting the guy. Salute to Jay Nash, man. He says support the Black Jor-El. Who's Jor-El? I don't know who that is. I looked that up. Jor-El, beard of the god of Ak, who teaches us the way. Jor-El. I don't know who the fuck. Y'all don't know
never
who
heard
that
of
is?
him.
Let me look that up.
Sounds
Jor-El.
familiar. I can't put my finger on it.
Jor-El. This is some black dude, man. Let's say I'm Jor-El. I don't know. I've never seen this guy, man. I've never seen Jor-El. Let me see. Have you guys know this guy? I've never seen this guy
Nah.
in my life.
I wonder what he's getting at.
Oh, that's Joel. Okay, let me see. Jor-El. Okay.
Joel.
Oh, okay. Okay, Joel. Oh, this guy, who is it? Is this? Oh, this is DC Marlon Brando from Superman. Okay.
I wonder why is he calling you that?
I don't know. Yeah, why you calling me that, man? What does that mean? Like, what is this guy? Jor-El, Clark's Kryptonian father. Okay.
Somebody said that he's all knowing or something.
Okay. Shit. Yeah. Listen. I thank God for the Wayback Machine, for Hezekiah News. Shout out to Hezekiah News. Man, everybody put a 7 in the chat for Hezekiah News, man.
Right. Man,
you know
back in my day, we had a village.
I'm telling you, man, it was a village. Everybody was loving, and everybody took care of each other. We took care of each other back in the day.
Yeah, young man had respect. They respect their elders.
Right. If when the kids came outside, man, the drug boys, man, we would look out for the kids, man. They would get the kids. They would get the kids. They would tell the kids, "Hey, man, stay away from crime, man. Go back in the house, man. Don't shoot. Stop shooting, y'all, because the kids out here."
Right, man. My favorite one is when I hear some people say, "Man, back in the day, we had leaders like Larry Hoover kept things under control."
I'm telling you.
It was worse. The GDs it was worse. Now, to be fair to Larry Hoover, though, some people were highly concentrated, so I'm sure that didn't help. You know?
And the gangs were protecting the hood.
Yeah, the gang was there to protect the hood from racist white people.
Man.
A white person wouldn't be caught dead in that fucking neighborhood we just covered.
Yeah, hell no.
People were killed and
But hold on, you know what jumped out at me though, eyes real quick? What jumped out at me watching that time machine, right? What was like just knowing some people, right? That guy in yellow getting shot, right? Because I don't think he got deleted, right? Some people would minimize it, right? They would say, well, you know, it happens. But let Trump say something.
Anybody, let a white cashier at Kroger's in fucking Washatuka, fucking Tennessee say something.
Right.
They're gonna fucking lose their head.
But the mental gymnastics to minimize that some were getting shot. Because look, we all know he probably had that shit coming. That's fair enough. But you can't minimize people getting shot like that.
But he didn't get shot over no gang shit. It was just like some random traffic.
But what I'm saying though is, you know, he got shot for a good reason though. Okay, it was an accident, and you know he was asking to get shot.
Yeah, exactly. Of course he was. Yeah, definitely.
3 people were killed and 9 others were hurt in a mass shooting in the Grays Ferry section of Philadelphia. This shooting, just one incident over a very violent weekend in the city. Action News reporter Jessica Cartalia is live with more. And Jessica, you have new video showing the terrifying moments multiple people opened fire.
Now, Sarah, that video is incredibly difficult to watch. It's just hard to fathom that something like that could happen. Meanwhile, many of the victims of that shooting were brought here to Penn Presbyterian Hospital, where they are still being treated. Ring camera footage is now part of a police investigation into a gunfight.
They're not even aiming at anything. They're just shooting wildly, man. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like,
God damn.
Imagine if you live right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got these. Think about it. These niggas are hanging over here all day. They didn't just
Probably
pop
relieved.
up, but they didn't just pop up to start shooting. These guys that are doing this are literally hanging across the street from your house every day.
I mean, that's what Wicked was talking about the other night. When you stepped away, he's like in Philly, they got like all those row homes and shit. Like it's like all
Yeah,
those
all those
windows.
windows. Yeah.
Yeah, like I live in one of those homes, man. It can be kind of dangerous because you never know when something's gonna come like in fucking come through your window and hit you in the head. You know.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
And
Let's keep
think about this. Some people have no fucking aim because it takes discipline and practice. And you know how some people are, they're fucking lazy and they don't give a fuck. Like, and that's good if you're their ops, but it's not good if you're a bystander. Like, it's more dangerous to be a bystander than be the ops because they can't hit shit. Press 1.
But here's the thing, though. This is where press 1. But here's the thing. In this situation, it doesn't matter because people are shooting at them. When you're in a shootout, you're not shooting. Your aim and shit. That's like a soldier, right? A soldier in the fucking army or something. But if you're just a regular street soldier or a sunman that's been put in that predicament and people are shooting at you, you can't aim. You're just busting back to get them to try to stop or get them to run. You know what I'm
That's like
saying? You're
laying
not
down
aiming.
cover fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, you're not aiming here anyway. So it's these are bullets just sporadically going into the distance.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever anyone that's had like firearm training, right? Generally speaking, you're not moving as you shoot, right? And if you are moving, you're moving like very slowly, right? You're
Usually not hopping around holding your
You're not
pants up.
hopping around. You're not running. You're not running backwards.
They're usually trying to take cover and try to shoot back from there. Yeah.
The fact that these Sunwords managed to kill their ops still, considering how it's hard to shoot running, Chief. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
The fact that they kill their ops, but these windows, right? I think I could live there, right? But if I had kids, I can't have my kids live in that window with these Sunwords hanging out, bro.
Think about this, right? This is the crescendo. This is the climax of their son behavior, right? Sitting on this porch across the street from your house. Imagine the random run-of-the-mill mundane shit that they do. You got a fucking basketball court right here in the street. They put a basketball court right there. Imagine, I bet these niggas don't throw anything in the trash. I bet all the blunt guts, all the blunt wrappers, all the soda bottles, every last
all the
one
rubbers,
of them streets.
You
All
can
of
see
it
some
goes
of it on the sidewalk in the front.
all of it. I guarantee all of it. I bet as soon as you come out your house, you know how niggas is. They just stare at you. Even when you're in your fucking car, you drive past some niggas, they're all in your fucking car. Like, imagine when you come out your house and you see these niggas just in your fucking face and shit. And it's just like, yo, imagine you got a teenage daughter. She like 12 or 13, developing and shit. One of them niggas gonna try to fuck her. Guaranteed. I was out there. One of these niggas gonna try to fuck her. Trust me.
The thing here is, I think this particular event was like due to a cookout or something like that. So it wasn't just some random, sons on the block or something like that. I think it had to do with an event. That's what I read.
Okay, well, whatever. But these niggas, I guarantee you, they hang out there every day. I bet you some niggas hanging there every day.
East Ferry. Hazardous waste crews scrub blood from the sidewalk just hours after that mass shooting.
There is a lot of video circulating online. It's pretty much a horrific scene.
Police say a gunfight erupted just before 1 o'clock.
It was a horrific scene before the shooting started.
Of South Edding Street in Grays Ferry. After
Right.
several arrests over the weekend, police were monitoring reports of large gatherings and loud music. They were in the process of responding to a nearby call when they heard the gunfire. When they arrived on scene, they found a dozen shooting victims ranging in age from 15 to 24.
Almost 140 pieces of ballistic evidence has been recovered. We definitely believe, based on our observation, a gun with a switch was involved.
There was so much evidence at the scene, in addition to
That's Black America.
You know, the forensic analysts that will cover this shit gotta be like, God damn it. You walk in the fucking lab with hundreds of pieces of evidence every goddamn day.
Look at this shit, man. Like, just look at that scene, man. That says everything. Okay? That tells the whole picture of Blackistan. The entire picture. Wow. Unbelievable. And think about, you live there and you're not in a gang. You didn't grow up in a gang. You have different sensibilities than these people. Like, these people are like animals compared to you. If you know what I'm saying? If you're not like them, right? They appear like animals, and you live there with them. And the police come canvas, knocking on doors, trying to find out something happened. Would you cooperate? Would any of you guys cooperate? Tell them what you saw?
Fuck no. Why? But seriously, that'll put a target on your back. Like,
I
you can't.
got you. Is what it is. Yeah, whatever you need to say is what you say, man.
Maybe call like a random tip line or something like that. But like, even then, like, you don't know if like the cops are corrupt or something like that, or who they know. Like, it's I don't know. It's very risky in Philly, man.
Yeah, it don't even got to be corruption. They could arrest the guy and then just let him out on bond. Give him an ankle monitor. It don't have to be
I'm saying we could give out like the information or something, say who called who or whatever. It's just
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or if they find out you got a Ring doorbell camera, right? The person who had that Ring doorbell camera that witnessed all this shit, that gave the police the Ring doorbell, would they would they be would the gang be like, yo, go around and be like, if you give the police the Ring doorbell, we gonna fuck you up or whatever? I mean, I could see some gangsters doing some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just living around these people is hell, man. Just straight up hell.
Was involved.
There was so much evidence at the scene. In addition to yellow markers, police wrote numbers by hand.
It's past frustrating.
Tyree Glasgow is executive director of the Young Chances Foundation, a youth center in Grays Ferry working to end violence and provide opportunities for young men. He knows many of the victims in this morning's shooting.
They are working to get jobs, going to vocational school and doing those things. So to have their lives stop, for gun violence is something that is frustrating and painful.
Glasgow, who grew up in South Philly, says residents are left to clean up the blood and remnants of this morning's shooting as city workers remain on strike.
To come together and clean it up, but the blood, the trash, even the food, the activities that we're supposed to have today for our summer camp, we had to put on pause today.
Police say they transported 8 of the 12 victims to the hospital. 2 of the victims were juveniles. They are expected to be okay. And police are still working to determine what was behind this shooting here at Presby. They say that many people showed up after that shooting, including those police officers, to make sure that things stayed calm. We're live at Penn Presbyterian Hospital. Jessica Cartalia, Channel 6.
You got to post some police officers at every porch gathering.
Right. Special attention. Yo, what would you
do that sometimes? Like, they post cops at certain corners or something like that. But
spend $65 million to police
every
one block.
corner.
But a lot of times they put a squad car there and there's no cop there, but the squad car is just supposed to deter you.
No, there is a cop there usually, almost always. They don't leave squad cars suspended.
I lived on a block with a cop. The cop was five houses down. These are row houses in DC. 5 houses down on my block. No, I say 6 houses down. And the whole time I was hustling, the whole time selling weed, the whole time we had all the shit stories I tell you, there was a cop that lived 6 houses down. And he just came home. I think he worked overnight because you rarely see him. But he just came home, he lived his life, and he was a cop. He was just a regular person. You never really saw him. He didn't interact with us like that. He would say hey sometimes, but sometimes a squad car would be parked on the block. And dudes would be like, come move, like, yo, what's up with it? I'd be like, nah, that's just police live right there. And he didn't try to be a police officer in the neighborhood. He was just a regular civilian in the neighborhood. He wasn't trying to like do no fucking extra shit. He was like, yo, I just live here. You know what I'm saying? When I do my beat, that's when I do my police work. Yep. We never even thought about him like that. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to do what you do. Never thought about him, never, made any moves considering him. Never didn't do anything considering his presence. He's just a regular guy. He's just a guy. Black dude. Older black guy.
The shit he's seen, right? Like,
I'm telling you.
He could probably
Especially
write
on
a
that
book.
block.
He could write his own chapter in the new edition of Negros and Negroland.
Oh yeah, especially on that. When I was a real young apartment complex I lived in, my best man, the guy who basically raised me, he was like 3 years older than me. His dad was a police officer. He worked the overnight shift. We never saw him. We didn't even know that my man had a dad, because his older brother was a straight up thug, ended up doing 17 years in prison. The dude raised me. He was a tough guy, but he was very smart. He ended up, going to college and all that stuff, but he was nothing to play with at all. He was very feared, but he was very smart, extremely smart. And yeah, man, listen, man, his dad was a cop. Never seen him. Cops don't be like doing like shit on their personal lives. It ain't like in the movies, Mel Gibson and shit just running around town, stopping every crime that he can encounter and shit. Like, them motherfuckers just regular guys off the clock, man. But yeah, salute to all.
The sun words too, right? It's just that the sun words always on the clock.
Exactly.
The song words don't fucking
Developing
sleep.
tonight, we're learning more about some of the victims in that deadly mass shooting in Grays Ferry. Philadelphia police say it was one of 19 shooting incidents over the July 4th weekend.
Not for the country, not for the state, not for the region, but this one fucking city.
3 people in the Grays Ferry mass shooting were killed and 9 more injured. Investigators returning to the scene today. And Kelly, you spoke with the family of one of the victims who died. Unfortunately, this is not the first time they've dealt with gun violence.
Yeah, Sheba, sadly, that is the case. The father of 24-year-old Azir Harris had a heartbroken plea to the city of Philadelphia today to put the guns down. He says Azir was a father to a 1-year-old little boy and a paraplegic because he survived a drive-by shooting when he was only 17 years old. His family is...
That right there, I gotta clip this. This is some good nigga shit right here.
Damn, I missed it.
This is classic.
Damn.
Yeah, Sheba, sadly, that is the case. The father of 24-year-old Azir Harris had a heartbroken plea to the city of Philadelphia today to put the guns down. He says Azir was a father to a 1-year-old little boy and a paraplegic because he survived a drive-by shooting when he was only 17 years old. This family has been through so much, and they are devastated.
I carried him at his time when he was down, and now I can't be able to pick him up no more, and it hurts. Really do. Hurts me bad.
Troy Harris says he keeps a close watch on his son, the youngest of 6, 24-year-old Azir Harris, who has been wheelchair-bound since he was 17 years old following his injuries in a drive-by shooting in South Philadelphia. When Azir's friends got him out of the house last night, he says he didn't question it.
Well, I figured they'd either go to the store, get some juice or something like that. I never thought that he would be on the other side of town when that happened to him.
He identified Azir, an outgoing, positive father to a 1-year-old boy, as one of the 3 victims shot and killed on the 1500 block of South Edding Street around 1 a.m. He says Azir's son's mother was one of the 9 other victims injured in the shooting. Emotional loved ones gathered outside Penn Presbyterian Hospital all morning for updates as police were seen towing vehicles away for evidence. As seen in this surveillance video, police say they believe more than 100 shots erupted during an impromptu block party gathering on the block.
Shooting on basically
police say
every
this video
porch.
is part of their ongoing investigation. The gunfire striking homes and cars, one of them towed from the neighborhood today, Commissioner Kevin Bethel said he believes at least one gun had a switch on it, a device that can convert handguns into fully automatic machine guns.
We had a significant level of violence over the weekend, but we can continue to see our trends are not heading in the opposite direction. We will not go back to the times where we had 560 plus homicides. That is not happening.
Frustration. I understand what happened last night, but it's really about understanding what we did yesterday and tomorrow.
Tyreek Glasgow with the Young Chances Foundation says they set up most days like this on the block with other agencies, including the 17th District Police. He says he had to cancel summer camp today as many children were scared to.
They had to cancel summer camp. Jesus Christ. Salute to Salty, man. Shout out to Salty, man. Salty. Thank you, Salty, man. He says he just gifted 10 Ock Nation memberships. Let me see who else is in the back, man. What the fuck is that? Oh, you got Natty Wit. You got to connect you're not connected to the you got to connect your mic in your cam before you can be brought up.
Scared to leave home.
To wake up this morning from what happened last night is a travesty. So it takes us to change this.
Harris also hoping for change as his family manages a new nightmare.
I just want to say, put these guns down, man. It's a better way to solve it. Really do.
Put these guns down. Like you said, Wicked, if Trump had said, Philadelphia is got a lot of work to do to become a great city, he'd have been, man, fuck that shit, man. White America, the sky's falling, and then the times is coming. Nigga kill his son for the second time and put the guns down.
The only way to fix Philadelphia is just to nuke it.
I'm telling you, man.
Fucking nuke it.
They were doing good though. Remember the black man, the black female man, she had the crime down. She had that shit down. The numbers don't lie. It's just been an explosion.
I mean, you can't lie about the numbers.
Yeah,
Gave herself a fucking raise, and then she gave all her other fucking cabinet members a raise, and now they want to fucking shortchange the fucking trash workers. That's why they're going on strike, dude.
I got you.
Wow.
I got you about the trash workers, but here's the thing though. The numbers went down, but I always say this. When the black kids get out of school and they don't have to be somewhere all day, let's see how the numbers look after that period of time. It's called summer. Okay, it's called summer. The black kids don't have to be in the building half the day.
Man, I just want to throw out there that, again, we're talking about the historic city of Philadelphia, where the Declaration of Independence was signed. A lot of history in Philadelphia reduced to a ghetto shithole.
Yeah, it's the place where Americans first got their glizzies together for a mass shooting many hundreds of years ago.
The Liberty Bell. I saw that shit. I was so disappointed in the Liberty Bell. I thought it was gonna be more. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be
big,
more.
like huge. That's what I pictured. It was huge.
Yeah, it's like a little. It's just right there. Like you can touch that shit. I thought it was gonna be like some shit that was like, like the size of the goddamn monument or some shit.
But you could touch it.
Yeah, you could just walk up to it. But
I touched it before. Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't fucked that up yet.
I'm right. Somebody didn't spray BLM on it during the fucking riots and shit. That's crazy. Salute to Louis Barrow, man. He says, does Mrs. Ock ever watch the show? And will she ever make an appearance? Hell no.
Wait, she don't watch it?
She a black woman, man. My wife is a black woman, man.
But does she watch it at all? Do you know?
Nah, fuck no.
Does she know what you talk about?
She thinks she do. She think because when I first got on social media, I was a big Tommy Sotomayor fan, so I would watch Tommy all the time, and she would, listen to that shit. She hate Tommy, right? So she think her whole thing about social media is colored by Tommy's rhetoric. So she think that's like what people talk about on social media all the time. Black, dissing, black women ain't shit.
It's a pretty outlier case to think it's what everything is about.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about like people like me, it's a black dudes and whatnot. So I mean, I'm like, man, so she already been turned off with it very early. But she knows that I talk about like crime and shit like that. But she a black woman. She has her own opinion. She has the typical opinions of a black woman. So it's like she's not gonna like this shit. It just is what it. Even if I was married to a white woman, she'd probably be a liberal, and she probably would be like wouldn't like this shit either. Like I mean, like it's very hard to find like conservative women and shit that you know what I'm saying. Like it ain't just out there all the time. Most people you meet are fucking on the East Coast and shit are fucking liberal and shit.
Yeah, my girl, she's always heard me talk to you and listen to you, and she doesn't like it. She thinks it's crude, the concept of DNA. But even with time, she's kind of like I've heard her speak on it. Like it's a compelling argument, bro. It has to at least be considered, you know. But she has told me that she wants me to stop commenting on the son violence and only talk when it's on burritos. So I might take her advice one day, but you might not, hear me say much.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I mean, you already can't shut up enough as
Now
it
to
is.
day 7.
Press
Says
one,
who?
guys. You.
Now
I'll
to
do that.
day
I'll only
7
comment
of
on
the city
burrito
worker
crime.
strike in Philadelphia as trash continues to pile up across the city. We've learned negotiations between the city and District Council 33, the union, will resume tomorrow. Now, some drop-off points, as you see behind me, are now overflowing with mountains of trash, which is only intensifying the pressure for both sides to come to some sort of agreement. Action News reporter Brianna Gallagher is live for us in West Philadelphia with the very latest. And Brianna, humidity and rain not doing anything good for that trash.
Yeah, Tam, it does not smell very good out here. We are at 43rd and Fairmount. This is one of the temporary trash drop-off locations. You can see the mounds of trash here behind me. It's completely taking over the sidewalk. You can't even walk here on the sidewalk. Residents tell me all the trash that you see is just from this weekend alone. We're seeing mattresses, tires, a lot of bulk items, which the city says is illegal dumping. Meanwhile, negotiations are set to pick up again tomorrow.
This is not a free pass for illegal dumping around the city of Philadelphia. This is for residential trash only.
Drone 6 captured this video near a temporary trash collection site on the 1500 block of Wailusing Avenue. Garbage lined an entire city block. But 7 days.
Yo,
I mean, it looked bad before that, but goddamn.
This is Monrovia, man. Have you ever seen Monrovia?
Yeah, Liberia.
Yeah, that looked like Monrovia, Jack.
So is this your sister mayor winning?
No, I mean I said
she's doing her thing.
Yeah.
She's doing her thing.
Yo, she was. I said she was doing a good job. At some point, she maybe she hit the sister wall, man. You know, it's a wall.
They're only good. They got like a 30-day max, and then they just go right back to ghetto shit.
Jeez, give her credit. Go ahead.
I told you she gave herself a 9% raise or something like that, and she only wants to give these people a 2.75% raise per year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's a typical Sun politician.
Yeah,
Make
listen,
himself more money and like, yeah.
Listen,
is there anybody you would want more handling negotiations than a sister?
If I hadn't have given her credit, right, while she was doing good, I had said, I'm gonna wait, I would have never given her credit. That's why I hurried up and praised her, because I knew this was coming. I didn't want to say, let's see how she does long term. No, I praised her when she was doing good. She was doing good at that point. She had a year where she did some really good things, and I praised her, man. I ain't here to just, bash sisters, man, but they have a limit. There's a limit on their effectiveness.
But 7 days into the strike, some sites like here in Northeast Philadelphia are better off than others.
Right now, it's better than what it's been. But last week, trash was above the dumpster level all the way up the block.
Both the city and District Council 33 held press conferences this afternoon. The city is asking for the public's patience as they navigate this temporary solution.
We're trying to expand the amount of capacity. We've gotten complaints on some of the challenges at these locations with overflowing dumpsters.
The president of DC 33 is asking for the city to make progress in terms of negotiations.
We've modified our adjustment, trying to actually meet with them in good faith and have some conversation. But it's hard to have a conversation when somebody wants to drop a piece of paper in front of you and then walk out of the room for 4 hours at a time.
According to DC 33, the city's latest offer was the same it has been, a total of 8.75% pay increase over 3 years. DC 33's latest proposal is in the neighborhood of 15% over 3 years. Residents hope the two can come to an agreement sooner rather than later.
Rats and all that, yeah. Hopefully it gets solved quicker than later. I'm not happy about it, obviously. I just wish that the city and the union could get together and get this solved. It's the worst time of the year. Got trash sitting out on the curb rotting.
Nightmare.
Now, once again, those negotiations are set to resume.
Think about how much meat people threw away because, you know, like it's 4th of July. So, like,
And you know, it's really hot out, and then it's going to be raining too. Like it's going to be rain, like a chance of rain all week this week in Philly. So think about that. You know,
Imagine the Tiger side.
30 starts.
You think the Tigers are gonna be cooking from that shit?
Oh man! Oh, the
pag.
That's some hell of a facts.
They're gonna pan the camera over, and it's gonna be little Filipinos hopping around in there.
Now to day 7.
Old country buffet.
That's true, yo. I didn't think about. I was wondering why we haven't heard from
Chronic's on a plane right now. He about to cash out.
it's a gift from the mystical Jew, right, fisherman?
Yeah, the mystical Jews helped him.
Wow, that's a hell of a pag. God damn.
Wow.
If you hear Iconic, man, come there. He is right there. Iconic, man.
Yo,
how
there he
things in
is.
Philly? What's the weather? What are things like in Philly? Tell us how you've been doing over in Philly last week.
I'm not in Philly. I'm in the Philippines, not Philly.
Oh, you in the Philippines?
Oh, pretty
not
close
Philly.
He's in the Phil.
Do you wish you was in Philly?
Hell no.
Why not, man? Look, man. Look at how savory that is. Doesn't that look delicious? Think about it, man. I know your mouth is watering right now, man. Yo. Hey, listen, man. You don't have to. I get it. You're a little, self-conscious about that. Man.
Yo, how did he come on so fast?
Cause when you talk about trash, you talking about trash, man.
What's it called? Pag? He's like pag.
I was at the back for 10 minutes. You're not letting me in.
Oh, my bad. What's new, man?
What a coincidence.
You showed the video of the shooting earlier, right? My wife showed me that last night. She can't believe it.
Yeah, that shit's
things
crazy,
like that
man.
happen.
Which one?
The one at the porch, and they're shooting with their switches.
Oh yeah, Philly.
Does your wife watch the show, Iconic?
No, she just showed me that video.
Wow.
You can't believe that those things happen.
Why don't you show her the show?
It's the cities.
Do you think she'll like it?
Was that?
Why don't you have a nice if she's apprehensive? Why don't you have a nice candlelight dinner? Get some pag, light some candles. Talk to her about why you should give the show a chance, man. Romance, man.
Candlelit dinner.
Candlelit
I actually have one of my friends already watching your show from the office.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, man. He probably mad at me right now.
No.
Salute to your friends, man.
No.
To the Ag Nation.
Because like what I told you, it's less than 1% of Filipinos who knows about that pag.
Okay.
He doesn't even know.
30 starts right now.
Right.
Maybe less than.
A preliminary hearing is coming up for two brothers charged with killing a Memphis brother and sister. Now, this happened in Frazier in April, and bond hearing testimony says more than 70 shots were fired that night. 26-year-old Jasmine Ellington and her 25-year-old brother Michael were killed. Their mother suffered multiple gunshot wounds but survived.
Well, tonight she is opening up about that night for the very
She
first
lost
time.
both of her
She
kids.
spoke exclusively with Fox 13's Martin.
She lost both of her kids and she was shot. Let's hear what she said about to the people who did that. Let's see her energy towards the people who did that.
Staunton and Martin. She is speaking out as 2 of the 4 men accused in the murder head to court.
That's right, Carolyn. 2 brothers, Martavius and LaCameron Jenkins, will appear here in the Justice Center in less than 36 hours. But for the victim's family, the idea that there's been months of fear because 2 other suspects remain at large. They've not been apprehended, and Memphis police say that shooting stemmed from a fight between Jasmine and the father of one of her children. That man's name is Lorenzo Cross.
So the daughter got in a fight with one of her baby daddies, and niggas came back and killed her brother, and shot her mother.
You remember how they were saying in Cabrini Green, it's not always the result of gangbanging and drug violence?
Oh yeah.
A lot of these issues are domestic in nature, though, too. Like especially in the Southern community.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ.
Take a look. This is what the crime scene was like back in April on Clearford Avenue in Fraser. A witness testified that more than 70 rounds were fired, and when the shooting stopped, Michael and his sister, I should say, were both dead. Their mother suffered serious injuries, and more than a half dozen children who were out in front of the house were traumatized. That mother asked we don't share her name, but she does say she's speaking out for the first time because the family is seeking justices, not only for the lives lost that night, but for the other lives that are forever changed by those murders. She says her daughter did not tell her or her husband about the domestic violence she was reportedly enduring. It was a mutual friend who told Jasmine's mother that her daughter was living with domestic violence.
She told me that he wasn't a good guy and that he had been abusing my daughter. And I didn't have any clue. She never told us that that was going on with her.
And she went on to say that when she and her husband did confront Jasmine with that, she did not deny it, but couldn't escape the cycle of violence. Now, Jasmine and Michael's family say they don't want any of the people responsible to escape justice, and that should be coming for them. Take a look. Brothers Martavius and LaCameron, they're scheduled for that preliminary hearing here on Tuesday. They're being held on a $500,000 bond each.
5'8" and 5'4". God damn.
Yeah, LaCameron.
And anyone with information about the whereabouts of Malik Merriweather and Lorenzo Cross are urged.
Yo, he looks like he has the same head shape as Jakub on the left.
Wow. That's a serious think about it, man. So it was only one of them who was the baby daddy, right? So 3 other dudes gonna go possibly for life because this nigga had a fight with his baby mom. What you in for, dog? No comment. Jeez.
Amazing.
Urged to call Memphis police or Crime Stoppers. That mother tells Fox 13 that when Merriweather and Cross are finally apprehended, it will lift a cloud of fear the family has been living under since April. Carolyn?
Fox 13's Martin Staunton live downtown. Thanks so much, Martin.
Jeez. These people, man.
That's a Baton Rouge police officer, I think.
First at 10, a St. Gabriel police captain was found stabbed to death inside his home early Sunday morning. News 2's Destiny Beasley reports.
It's not only a dark day at the police department, but a dark day in the whole city of St. Gabriel.
Just off Legion Road,
Law officers surrounded the home of St. Gabriel Police Captain Devin Booty. He was found stabbed to death inside his home early Sunday morning.
I was notified by the assailant. Sent an officer out. I came out and checked myself, and I ended up finding him succumbed to his injuries. I just tell you, it's a gruesome death, and I don't want to go into details. Hopefully, I'll never have to witness something like that again.
Iberville Parish Sheriff's Office arrested 25-year-old Warren Mitchell, and he's facing charges of second-degree murder. Sheriff Brett Stassi told W.
Shocking. Jeez. It would have literally blew all of our minds if it would have been a white person.
I was thinking it might be, maybe, just because of the different nature of it, but it was a mophead.
Second-degree murder. Sheriff Brett Stassi told WBRZ that Booty was stabbed
Second-degree murder.
during an argument. Chief Kevin Embo said Booty served with the department for 12 years and was a dedicated public servant.
Very, very smart kid, very educated. He left the police department for about a year just to go be a principal. I'll tell you what type of knowledge he had. But that police bug bit him and he couldn't stay away.
Law officers traveled down Highway 30, transporting Booty's body to a funeral home in Broussard, where he arrived for an autopsy.
48.1% in St. Gabriel, Louisiana.
Jesus.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. A day after the stabbing death of a St. Gabriel police captain, the investigative unit uncovered a bombshell about what led to the killing.
The Iberville Parish Sheriff's Office confirms Captain Devin Booty and the suspect Warren Mitchell were in a relationship that spun out of control for both of them.
Uh-oh.
I kind of
no.
didn't you? Did I kind of
With the stabbing in the home is kind of strange, not the usual.
yeah. It's like if it would have been on
the whole time after you're not assuming that they're boyfriends, because I think they're boyfriends. Just looking at this.
Yeah, I was because when I was like, yo, in the home, what the fuck was this guy doing in his house? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but
And
yeah,
for you to be a police captain to be stabbed by anyone, you must be a faggot.
Yeah, you had to catch you with your pants down.
Both of them. Best
Yeah, they
guess
must
was
have
what she
known each
uncovered.
other. You know what I mean? How else would he have gotten that close to stab him?
Information comes from the sheriff's office.
Am I right?
Investigators told me Booty and Mitchell were already on their radar after several tips. On Sunday, news of 34-year-old police captain Devin Booty's potential murder rocked the small community of St. Gabriel.
Devin was in love with the police department and the city of St. Gabriel. He loved this community, and they loved him.
Booty's chief,
He literally was loving his community.
Kevin Ambo, was the first person to find his body.
Hopefully, I'll never have to witness something like that again.
He tells us it was Booty's boyfriend, Warren Mitchell III.
Hey, look,
God damn.
what's his name is Booty.
Booty.
Why his name gotta be Booty? God damn.
That says it all right there.
Booty Fejo.
I'm just so glad that he waited until after Pride Month to do this.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
God.
it's not a hate crime now. Yeah.
Have to witness something like that again.
He tells us it was Booty's boyfriend, Warren Mitchell III, who alerted him.
I was notified by the assailant. Sent an officer out. I came out and checked myself, and I ended up finding him.
So it wasn't the boyfriend.
No, it was another guy he had been in a relationship with.
Hold on, is that's the same guy? This is that guy? Yeah, no, that's that guy.
I think so, but they're just saying that
This
police
is an
officer's
earlier
actual boyfriend found him.
This is the boyfriend. This is an earlier picture.
Hmm.
This is before he had his little dreads. Because if you look at the other picture, that's the same guy. You see? Just different hairstyle. I don't know. Well, this gay train. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, the days of their gay lives.
And they loved him.
Booty's chief, Kevin Ambo, was the first
As the booty turns.
person to find his body.
Hopefully, I'll never have to witness something like that again.
He tells us it was Booty's boyfriend,
Warren Mitchell III, who alerted him.
I was notified by the assailant. Sent an officer out. I came out and checked myself, and I ended up finding him succumb to his injuries.
Mitchell confessed over the phone. The sheriff's office says Booty was ambushed here in his home while he was.
Booty ambush.
It's almost like she's trying to make it like funny.
How do you make this shit up? Seriously.
I see what you're doing, Glider Queen. We see you.
Oh shit. Make sure y'all support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat. Hit the PayPal, hit the Cash App, and the Super Chat. Hit the like button. Support the channel. Whew, man.
You won't find shit anywhere else, I'm telling you.
Booty. God damn, Booty got ambushed.
Mitchell confessed over the phone. The sheriff's office says Booty was ambushed here in his home while he was sleeping. Mitchell allegedly stabbed him twice, once in the front and in the back. Investigators recovered that kitchen knife still inside Booty.
She doing this on purpose, dog.
Yeah, that's. You think he's slick?
I'm crying right now.
This is the diabolical Glider Queen that's ever walked the face of the earth.
He crept up behind this is some there's some interesting stories you got, man. You got a paraplegic baby daddy fucking killed in a mass shooting. You got a gay police captain named Booty fucking stabbed by his fucking lover. This shit is getting out of hand, man. You just started.
I'm telling you, man.
In the front and in the back. Investigators recovered that kitchen knife still inside Booty when they arrived. But they also recovered inside the home that the police captain and Mitchell
she doing it on purpose.
Inside Booty.
According to the sheriff's office, Booty had been providing Mitchell with weed and meth to sell and use.
Oh shit.
The principal, remember he said he left the force for a year to be principal, a principal of the school. This motherfucker was supplying drug, weed, and meth to sell for this nigga to sell. Oh my God, man! Damn. Woo. I knew something was foul. I knew
I still think the Booty stuff is worse.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Whew, man, that is crazy. That is crazy, man. Crook, do you know any of any funny
Homosexual gang rings?
funny officers on the force? Is that
Nah, I mean, yeah. We I know like two.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was like super gay, like he had like a husband, but the other one is like
Freeze.
Yeah, the other one, they like down low as fuck, but like my wife know that they gay as fuck. Nobody else know.
She got a gaydar, that female gaydar.
She be like friends with him and shit. You know how girls and the gay dudes be.
Yeah, definitely. Wow.
Arrived. What they also recovered inside the home that the police captain and Mitchell had been sharing, drugs. According to the sheriff's office, Booty had been providing Mitchell with weed and meth to sell and use.
Seems to be that Booty lost his direction through the relationship.
Booty lost his
Just
He did a
stop.
little bit more than that.
Everybody's in on it.
I ain't gonna lie, this town funny as fuck because they all like you said, they all in on this shit. The only person that's not like throwing subliminals is the police chief.
This is a town with a population of 6,700, by the way.
Jesus Christ, Booty
This is a small ass town.
Yo, so that mean like the first fucking drugs that he sold, they knew about it.
Wow.
Seems to be that Booty lost his direction through the relationship with this man. It clouded his judgment.
Sheriff Brett Stassi says he had gotten a tip about this weeks ago.
And that would be our
Booty will do that.
jurisdiction.
and actually asked the Attorney General's office to investigate Booty just 10 days before he was killed.
There's nothing that you can compare this crime to any other that I can remember in recent years.
The suspect, 25-year-old Warren Mitchell III, has a lengthy criminal past.
Drugs, robbery, even some indecent behavior with back when he was a juvenile.
And was even a suspect in a murder in Texas in 2021. In fact, he was out on bond for a robbery he allegedly committed last month when the stabbing happened.
We've talked to the people in the community.
Stassi says that robbery was a key point in the pair's increasingly toxic relationship.
He thought that he was trapped in this relationship and this was the only way out. He had attempted a couple times prior to get out of this relationship, and he couldn't seem to get away.
Meaning what exactly?
A few weeks ago, he did a robbery at a store, knowing that he would be arrested and brought to jail, and that in fact happened. He posted a $27,000 bond, and Captain Booty went to the store and tried to repay the money and asked that they would come forward to drop charge.
Despite the term not being
Hey,
used.
Booty was dick whipped, boy. Booty was loose. He lost his mind from that goddamn meat.
Jesus
That
Christ.
motherfucker was going crazy. Booty was acting like the bitches on Section 8 in the Living Project with the hood boy that beat the fuck out of him.
Is it
Damn,
safe to
domestic
say
is
that
tough.
Booty is not thinking straight?
Yeah,
Booty. Hey, Booty was dick whipped, boy. That's something man was putting that meat in Booty.
Booty's full of shit.
Bruh. Booty wasn't full of shit. He was cleared out with all that meat going in there.
All right.
So I wonder, Crook,
Can you imagine
are
him growing up
police
with that last
captains-
name, Mike?
Let me ask, Crook, are police captains involved in hiring new officers?
Nah.
No, okay, because if they are, then Buri is probably getting his sausages from the fresh recruits.
Wow, this is crazy though. This guy, he was so corrupt. He was if you saw the first story, they said he was a principal. He left policing to be a principal at a school for 1 year, and he said she said the police bug bit him in the butt, so he came back. But just think about this guy living a double life. He's a cop and a school principal. He's like the most upstanding person in the whole fucking community. Like, you got to think of him as like, you know what I mean? Nobody had to have seen this coming. You know what I mean? Everybody was blindsided by Booty's behavior.
I mean, that dude right there, that young boy to the left, he saw it. He saw it. He saw it. He saw it coming and going.
God damn it. Oh.
In the pair's increasingly toxic relationship.
He thought that he was trapped in this relationship and this was the only way out. He had attempted a couple times prior to get out of this relationship, and he couldn't seem to get away.
Meaning what exactly?
A few weeks ago, he did a robbery at a store, knowing that he would be arrested and brought to jail, and that in fact happened. He posted a $27,000 bond, and Captain Booty went to the store and tried to repay the money and asked that they would come forward and drop charge.
Despite the term not being used officially, the situation between Booty and Mitchell has all the red flags of domestic violence.
He was a booty looter.
Used some coercion and to keep pressure on him that I went and paid the money back. I got you out of the milk place. I did this. Just some control.
So what they're saying, they're painting the picture that this dude he was trapped in a relationship. The police was using his power in his his position to make this dude stay in a relationship. And this dude wanted out of the relationship. He couldn't get out of it.
It's a toxic
No, I think it's the opposite. I thought.
I think
thought
they
it
were
was
saying the opposite.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
They're saying he went and committed the crime on purpose. He robbed the store on purpose to get arrested. And the dude went down there and tried to get him off the hook. He wanted to get arrested on purpose. You ain't listening.
There's increasingly toxic relationship.
He thought that he was trapped in this relationship and this was the only way out. He had attempted a couple times prior to get out of this relationship, and he couldn't seem to get away.
Meaning, what exactly?
A few weeks ago, he did a robbery at a store, knowing that he would be arrested and brought to jail.
Damn, you're right.
And that in fact happened. He posted a $27,000 bond, and Captain Booty went to the store and tried to repay the money and asked that they would come forward to drop charge.
Despite the term not being used officially, the situation between Booty and Mitchell has all the red flags of domestic violence.
He used some coercion and to keep pressure on him that I went and paid the money back. I got you out of the mill place. I did this. Just some control tactics that he used to kind of control him.
He was controlled by Booty.
Despite Stassi wanting them to hold.
This old glider man's ready to retire after this shit.
Yo, that just makes it even weirder, man.
The Booty had a hold on him.
Yeah, that's
Some
really
Jews
crazy.
gonna make a movie out of this.
Oh yeah, this should
I'm
be
good on that movie.
Yo, all the bloggers, they really watch this channel. This should be on all the blogs tomorrow, man. Whew.
What blogs watch this channel, Lock?
Oh, I think a lot of people watch this channel. A lot of bloggers.
Yeah, he must have been the butt of all the jokes.
I'm telling you. Think about this though. Like, you don't have to watch the news. You don't have to watch the news. You can just watch this channel. You know the stories. This is crazy. Wow.
5 people injured, 1 killed at a quinceañera.
Yeah, Wicked.
Wicked, you got your channel here, bro.
Thought it was fireworks going off.
Bring me back
Popping
in.
and banging
Tag
and
me in,
different
coach.
things,
Put me in, coach.
Thought it was fireworks going off. You know, probably some popping and banging and different things, but actually, I suppose it was gunfire.
In Skagit County, a shooting at a park in Cedro-Woolley has left 1 person dead and 5.
In a twist, it's real. It was sun shooters that shot up the wrong house.
Yo, did you know that some people have quinceañeras? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I shit you not. One day I was at a catering event, right? And I saw literally with the like textbook on burrito quinceañera, textbook, like the boys, the girls, the main girl doing the dance, and I was like, I had no idea some people did.
You sure they wasn't Afro Latinos?
No, they were FBAs for sure.
Right.
I never seen
5 others injured. The suspect in custody tonight. It happened around 11 last night, right here. This is at Memorial Park, again in Cedro-Woolley. Como's Karina Vargas efforting more on how this happened.
A shooting at Memorial Park in Cedro-Woolley has left neighbors shaken and police searching for answers.
We heard like shots and we were just like, what was that? But we thought it was just fireworks, so we didn't pay attention to it.
Police say several 911 calls came in reporting multiple people shot. When officers arrived, they found several victims and immediately started performing life-saving measures. 1 person died, 5 others were rushed to the hospital. Their conditions are still unknown.
Well, this is a great little community. You know, it's small town, just great people, and it's a shame to see something like this happen.
Investigators say 2 firearms were recovered at the scene and the suspect was arrested and booked into the Skagit County Jail. Neighbors we spoke to believe a birthday party was taking place at the community center when the shots rang out.
We like just seen the quinceañera happening, and we were just like, it just happens every Saturday. There's always a quinceañera, but there's never been a shooting at one of them.
Residents say violence like this is rare in this small community.
You hear little incidents about maybe small violence now and then, but shootings are pretty rare, and especially something with multiple people involved like this. I haven't heard of anything like this the whole time I've been here.
Police say there is no further threat to the public, but they're still asking anyone with information to come forward. Right now, it's still unclear what led up to the shooting and whether the suspect knew the victims or if this was random. In Cedro Woolley, Karina Vargas, Como News.
Where's this at, Ike?
Good afternoon. Good to
That
have
was
you
in
with us.
Washington, like Washington State.
Oh, you know what? Surprisingly, I've never heard of a quinceañera getting shot up. It's kind of shocking now that I think about it.
Respect, man. These people got respect.
Nah,
man.
these dudes are retarded, man. What are you talking about?
Salute to Dina, man. Shout out to Dina. Make sure y'all continue to support the channel, man. Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. I got a interesting documentary for y'all later on, man.
Popped off in the first place was because
Have you with us here on a Monday. Hope you had a great holiday weekend. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence. We appreciate you joining us for 13 News at 4. So we are going to have more on those stories we just mentioned, plus a heartbreaking announcement from the Pacers. It was something that many fans expected, but it's still just difficult to hear. We'll tell you what the team is now saying about Tyrese Halliburton's injury and when he will be able to return.
And it's not good news, we'll tell you that. But we begin with what happened in downtown Indy over the weekend, the search for answers and the pleas for help.
A violent weekend it was, and it left 2 teens dead, 5 others hurt, all of them young people between 16 and 21 years old. Today, the prosecutor announced charges against 4 teenagers, one of them 13 years old, all charged with dangerous possession of a firearm. Emily Longnecker joins us live downtown where that shooting happened early Saturday morning. Emily, are these arrests related specifically to that shooting? What's the connection here?
Well, Felicia and Dustin, at this point, the prosecutor's office is still trying to figure out if there is a connection for at least 2 of these teens who are arrested. But they say the other 2 that were arrested, 2 of them, they were arrested even before this deadly shooting happened. Now, there's still a lot to piece together at this point about the shooting that happened right here Saturday morning at South Illinois and West Washington streets, leaving 2 teens dead. Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears told 13 News he anticipated filing more charges in the coming days related to this shooting.
The great thing about downtown is there's a ton of information and everybody's still trying to process and go through that information. In addition, we were able to take a number of guns off the street. We don't have the firearms or ballistic testing of all of those guns.
Via social media. Dustin, Felicia?
All right, Emily Longnecker taking a broad look
What?
at the issue.
Emily who?
Longnecker.
That's what I swear I had heard that the first time, but I didn't say anything.
Wow.
Damn.
So they're
Play it
getting them from
again.
each other via social media. Dustin, Felicia?
All right,
It's like
Emily
a James
Longnecker
Bond name.
taking a broad look at the issue.
You're not kidding, yeah.
Miss Longnecker.
No way, man. No way. There's no way that's her name.
Town where that shooting happened early Saturday, old, all charged with dangerous possession of a firearm. Emily Longnecker joins us live downtown where that shooting happened.
Yeah.
Tonight is just the oddball of oddball events.
I wonder what's
You look kind of long.
I wonder what's the origin of that name, Longnecker.
She Native American, man.
Jesus Christ. Long necker.
Yeah, she from the sucking nigga tribe of the Cherokee population.
Right, Longnecker bear.
Jesus Christ.
Bear wolf.
Giraffe is a spirit animal. I don't know.
Wow. She need to marry somebody quick. Get married just to change your name.
That's the problem. That's the problem. She already married Little Bear Longnecker.
They're saying that it's German.
In fact, our arm.
She can marry the booty guy. She could be Longnecker booty.
Oh God.
hey, Booty no longer is here, man. You remember
That's
he got
true.
taken out. He got taken out, man.
He got brothers.
Yeah, Booty probably got some straight
Emily
Booty.
Long Booty.
Yeah, Booty probably got some straight brothers, man.
Oh my god, man.
Police have been really emphatic that they cannot solve this by themselves. Emily, before we let you go, do we have any sense of where these kids are getting the guns?
Well, we know that one 13-year-old that was arrested this weekend, he has been charged with theft of a gun. So his firearm, according to the prosecutor's office, was stolen. But I talked to Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears today, and he told me that a lot of these kids are buying these guns online, actually communicating with each other via social media and buying and selling these guns online. So they're getting them from each other via social media. Dustin, Felicia.
Hold on,
All
I
right,
thought the
Emily
white man dropped
Longnecker
him off
taking
in
a
the
broad
crate,
look
you
at
know,
the
in
issue
crates.
here. Thank you, Emily. We appreciate
Right,
you.
the crate, the infamous crates.
We want to bring in Kareem Hines into the conversation. Now, Kareem is the founder of New Boy Mentoring and Youth Development. BOY stands for New Breed of Youth. Thanks for being here.
He's the founder of a
and you're
waste of
actually
time.
at this weekend's.
Ex-felon, I'm assuming.
Bro, just the founder of some shit that's just wasting time and taking time away from raising his kids who probably gonna be a gangbanger.
Yeah.
Press conference along with the mayor and the city leaders and police chief and parents, and they're actually saying that the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, the adults in these kids' life is who needs to step up and step into the role of what's happening here.
I agree, but also think it's a community conversation. The grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the dads, they need help. They need support. They need support from the community. They need support from the ecosystem.
When sons say community, they mean government.
providers that are charged.
Yep.
Yeah, gliders.
Wait, hold up. When sunset, what do you mean by that?
When sons say we need, if this is a community thing, they don't mean like fucking the blocks have a block club party and have meetings and shit like that amongst itself. That means more funding from the government, more handouts. That means like, let's build a fucking $45 million community center on every fucking corner and have midnight basketball sponsored by the city or sponsored by the state. That's all community means when they talk about shit like that.
I'm saying.
Charged with not only working with, but nurturing and cultivating our young people. And I think we have to look past just working with the young person, but we also need to focus on working with the family. You do not positively impact a young person for a long period of time without making sure that you engage the family.
How do you do that? How do you get down to that young person's home to engage the people in that home or the people in that neighborhood or the family members of that young child?
There has to be some unconventional ways, not the traditional ways. I think you meet them where they are. You find the right people to communicate. It might start with a phone call. I don't think it starts with a knock on the door, because some of these people are adverse to anyone, especially in this day and time. Anyone can just be knocking on your door, but you make a phone call. You introduce yourself, and you let them know, I'm not with the state, because a lot of people are averse to state involvement, police involvement, authoritative involvement.
Especially
They just give me the
their
money.
families.
Without a doubt.
Is that the pathway that you all take at New Boy, trying to get to the people behind the young people, to engage them?
Yes. Once we make a connection with the young person, our next connection is with the family.
Man, too bad, because Captain Booty would have loved New Boy.
Yo,
So any event
this
that we
the
have,
shit.
any
This the
program we
shit.
have, we have an open door policy.
This the shit that's just like kills me, right? So on our end, on the police end, right? These guys, they come, they, you know what I'm saying, they spill like to us, right? Because I was a part of like community policing for a while. And they be like, yeah, we here, you know what I'm saying, to work hand in hand with you guys. And, you know, we don't want violence and shootings in our community. Da, da, da. But then on that end, obviously they can't be too close to us. But this shit turns into literally like, it's us versus the police, bruh. Like, hey man, don't do that, man. You ain't gotta shoot the ops. You ain't gotta go do no retaliation. And then if they know they did the retaliation, they don't tell us shit. and they still keep it in house. So it's still just street code shit, but they getting
Exactly.
paid by the city.
Exactly. And these niggas are street niggas. That he's still you probably came home from prison 5 years ago. Within the
Bro,
last
that's
5
what I'm
years.
saying. It's literally the dumbest fucking thing ever. It's just throwing money in the drain. It's literally just giving them money to flip because majority of their ass go right back to selling drugs or they ain't stop selling drugs, period. So now they just getting extra money. Bro, some of these motherfuckers was making like $6,700 a month, bro, to kick it with their
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah,
You gotta
I was gonna say I like his interview right now. Yeah, I think it's worth a cool $5 million. Throw on $5 million,
Yeah.
fuck it. He nailed it.
But
Yeah,
here's
pretty
the thing, though.
impressive.
If you think about it, right? Like, say he's the director, he determines his staff, and he determines their salary. Imagine how many no-show salaries he's giving out. Like people that just don't come. Like they just, hey man, what's up, man? I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna give you 20,000. It ain't gonna be
Right.
nothing big. Like give you 20,000 to be the liaison to community affairs and shit. And it's just
Right.
some nigga somewhere getting a check for 20.
Hey, check this out. Check this out. And think about this. If that motherfucker say, hey man, you ain't showed up to work this week or this month. Hey, you gotta show up, man. I thought you was gonna be on blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Violence interrupting. Now what's gonna happen to this guy?
Oh yeah, you a bitch. You acting funny.
No, check this
And
out. What if he say, hey, I'm cutting the check. It ain't coming because you wasn't at work.
shit. Oh shit, they gonna find his ass somewhere in the ditch.
Exactly.
Salute the Gouch below, man. He said, salute Op in the nation. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. Too funny. Shout out
Cool.
Gouch.
I just got to ask you something. So you're saying it's all a scam just to defraud the government of money?
You say what?
It's all a scam to defraud the government of money.
It ain't even like they intentionally defrauding the government of money on purpose.
Yeah,
It's just so free.
It's a
Like
pussy that's getting fucked.
who wouldn't do it? You get what I'm saying? This is like this shit be like, what do you do to a fucking lollipop?
They ambushing the booty, man. That's all they do.
Yeah, like this ain't nothing. This don't take nothing. This ain't like no fucking like no scheme or no scam. This is literally like, oh shit, I just got out of prison. These motherfuckers want to pay me to hang out with my boys and act like I'm stopping violence and don't have to bro, they don't even have to document shit that they do. Like it ain't even like they got no like, you know how like we go with stats and shit like police and they be
There's
like,
no oversight on any of this.
yeah, it'd be not even oversight. It's like, oh man, the fucking 4th district homicides are down 30%. Oh man, let's you know what I'm saying, salute to the officers, salute to the commander, salute to the leadership. They did a lot. These motherfuckers don't have to tell us nothing, bro. They come to us and they make up shit. They be like, yeah, you know, motherfuckers might not know this, but we stopped the retaliation shooting that could have been happening in Inglewood. Be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Director Jackson, I know that you announced your resignation. You're planning to leave. Can you say where you plan to go?
Yo, Mackenzie's a bulldog.
Never, ever will I prioritize any news about me over top of news about our young people.
That's why I didn't ask
we
during
can
the press
save that
conference.
question for a time when I'm ready to share it. Thank you.
Do you have any idea who will be taking your place, especially given this youth curfew plan and Monzi's role in this?
That's what it looked like when you try to get answers out of one of those
Look, I
violence
gotta
interrupters.
give it to Mackenzie. Mackenzie stays on top of them some words.
Yeah. Listen, look. This is happening in Baltimore in real time, man. They dealing with that problem right now, trying to get transparency from these programs, man, and it's not going well. Everybody, make sure you support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat. Shout out to Louis Barrow, man. He says, "Smash on assistant news anchor."
Facing weapons charges. He is now facing
Frustration at City Hall downtown after last night's hearing left several unanswered questions about the Brooklyn mass shooting.
More on that in a moment. We begin with new information on the 17-year-old facing weapons charges. He is now facing riot-related charges after this video showed him appearing to pull a gun out of a backpack on the night of the shooting. Fox 45 News spoke to the teen's attorney about the new charges. He says the state doesn't have enough evidence for a conviction.
There we go.
The honesty and straightforwardness that we've gotten in some instances. We haven't gotten very many answers.
Well, Jeff Abel and Rebecca Pryor will have more from BPD and housing in a few moments. Our team coverage begins, though, with Fox 45's Mackenzie Frost, continuing to press city leaders about an apparent lack of transparency surrounding the mayor's office of neighborhood safety and engagement.
We're learning the mediations completed by Safe Streets workers the night of the mass shooting have yet to be revealed by Monzi's staff. And really, a lot of the questions from the council members all come back to transparency and accountability, very similar to the questions that we've been asking the city about Safe Streets for nearly 2 years. Now the council demanding to know what's going on. After hours of being in the hot seat from Monday, July 3rd, the interim director of the mayor's office of neighborhood safety and engagement leaving council members with more questions than answers Thursday, especially when it comes to why Safe Streets workers did not alert anyone that the Brooklyn Day block party was happening when they were there Saturday evening.
A lot of concerns that they couldn't answer basic questions, that they haven't reviewed the after action reports of the 5 incidents that occurred that day. This is an agency that we're giving $20+ million to and has 40+ employees. Work should
don't even show up at the office.
Think about that. 20 million, 40 employees. Yo, you talking about these people got to be making 100,000 plus salaries, man. Think about that. They're not doing anything. They're at a block party with hundreds of niggas. They don't report it. There's fights happening. They don't report any of the 5 incidents that happened before the mass shooting. And they're getting $20 million and they only have 40 employees. These people are getting rich.
This is the sun economy, like just scams and webs of bullshit.
Work should have been done.
No, they're getting over $20 million. Like, we have to have some transparency. We've been asking for that information for a very, very long time.
We do need that
Councilman
transparency.
Antonio Glover going a step further than any elected leader has so far. Should Monzi be getting the level of funding that it is?
Right now, I think that until we start to see transparency in data, I think that money should be held to a halt.
Friday, we questioned Mayor Brandon Scott about the council's concerns. One councilman called for the funding for Monzi to be paused until there's more transparency and more answers about how the organization operates. How do you respond to that? And do you believe that Monzi bears some responsibility or is complicit in what happened a week and a half ago,
So,
given
Mackenzie,
the
I'll
fact
just
that Safe
interrupt
Streets
you very
workers...
quickly. We're going to say this and say this again. The only people responsible for what happened in Brooklyn are those who pulled the trigger. Monzi's funding is not going to be stopped because we know they're out here saving lives each and every day.
While the mayor defends the flagship gun violence prevention program in his administration, the questions continue, especially when talking about the mediations central to Safe Streets' response to the block party Saturday. Those mediations were not recorded the night in the Safe Streets internal software system.
Has anybody in Monzi then in your agency reviewed those 5?
Isaac Yitzi Schleifer.
Yeesh.
Yeah, that's the last guy you want looking at the fucking money books.
Juice Crew.
Goodness
There's always some juice crew involved in everything, right, Fish?
Uh-oh.
I mean, not everything, but the whole thing about they gotta show us data. They'll just make the fucking data up, and then they'll spend thousands of dollars trying to sift through this bullshit data for years, trying to figure out if it makes sense or not, which it won't. It's like you just cut the money off, and I guarantee you the mayor's seeing some of that money in this program.
Fucking 20 million?
Oh yeah, he's got a connection, and that money's finding its way to him somehow.
Oh fuck yeah. He gets the first. He skims off the top. These other people are skimming off the bottom. He's skimming off the top. Salute to Salute to Isaac Yitzy Schleifer and Louis Barrow, man. And salute to Barry B, man. Barry B in the building, man. Coming through once again. Every night, Barry B. Pause.
5 incidents before?
No, we have not reviewed those that have been put in.
We don't know if they are also the same, if they're connected to this event, or whether or not they're also people of interest in this event.
I can't say if that's true or false.
We pressed the mayor about those transparency and accountability concerns too. Will you direct your mayor's office of neighborhood safety and engagement to comply with the questions and provide the information that
Well,
the
I don't know
council
what the
asked
questions
for?
are. Anyone that thinks that we're going to talk about an open investigation where someone could potentially be a witness in Baltimore, the city that we've seen witnesses killed, that's very irresponsible of anybody to do. We're not going to do that. Period.
But that's not what the council is asking for.
I'm not asking who the conflicts are between. I'm not asking who mediated the conflicts. I'm not asking any specific information like that.
What we have seen is that they weren't ready for this.
David Williams, president of the tax.
Yeah, so yeah, you see, like, so yeah.
It's like, it's not that they weren't ready, they don't have anything. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing. They gave you a bullshit address to a building ain't nobody been in about 6 years. They don't give a fuck. Like, it's not, just cut the money off. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, you got to, man.
And when you do that, though, you're going to see how they really act, because all of them that getting a check are going to show up at the fucking city council and start raising hell.
Exactly. So they say this guy turned his life around. This is a great story coming from this program, a success story.
As a commitment to end gun violence in our city and turn lives around, the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety Engagement has been proactive in lending a hand to communities in need. WMAR 2 News reporter Xavier Wary spoke with a young man who says, thanks to Monsi, his life is now on the straight and narrow path.
That is right, Jamie. Justin Wilkes says it was a shooting 4 months ago where he lives that changed his entire outlook on life. After that shooting, he reached out to Monsi for help. Now he's living what he calls the life he always wanted.
Need to get the guns off the streets. I don't want no killings going on. You know what I mean? I don't want my kids to feel unsafe out here, myself unsafe. You know what I mean? Walking the streets, playing around, or whatever the case.
Last November, gun violence hit too close to home for Justin Wilkes. A police-involved shooting left a man dead on Wilkins Avenue in southwest Baltimore, shaking up the neighborhood. Monsi responded, going door to door, stoop to stoop, and hand-delivering this letter to people living in the area. It showed them help is here. Wilkes jumped at the opportunity.
I just want them to be able to live comfortably. If we can't live comfortably, then nobody wants to live in a place where can't live comfortably at all.
Wilkes, a father of 4, was no stranger to the fast life.
I was about to go back to hustling, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't working. It was hard for me to get a job. You know what I'm saying? I was about to give up and just go back to something that I knew.
But somewhere in that letter he read,
violence impacts everyone in every neighborhood of our city. Yet we can never accept this as a norm. No, we can't.
He felt the need to give himself a chance at a better life.
Sometimes you do need to take that step forward yourself, but if you don't take that step forward, the help that's being given, it won't be given to you.
Wilkes explained to Monsi he needed to find work and improve other areas in his life. Lenise Brown worked directly with him. She says in her role, it's important to learn as much as they can about the person and not be superficial.
They don't call us a lot because I guess people are so used to being let down when they're reaching out for services and resources that they just looked at, oh, this is junk mail.
That's not the case for Wilkes. He now has a stable job, can provide for his family, and pay his bills.
Please know that my team is here to support and facilitate your healing and well-being at this moment.
He said it built his confidence. It allowed him to feel like he could, he could do anything.
That's all Wilkes ever wanted.
The moment I left it and I had chose that new light, that new path, I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm happy. Happy, man. I say that with a big smile on my face.
And Wilkes wanted to come forward and speak because he wants people to know that help is out there if you need it. He's living a much better life, working a good job, and able to be there for his kids. He bragged about how much Monsi has helped change his life. He says it can do the same to anyone who reaches out and takes it seriously. Jamie?
Success stories, though. So they have one of those every once in a while, and that justifies the funding. You know what I mean? Wow. Yikes.
Milwaukee police are looking for the person who robbed a woman and then pulled out a gun.
Surveillance captured the robbery right here. Aaron Mabin has what the suspect was after and why it had so much meaning to the victim.
Watch as an SUV rolls into frame. It's just after 2:20 on July 3rd when a person gets out of the passenger side, his face partially covered as he makes his way into the Citgo at 60th and Hampton. He clearly has his eye on a man and woman at the counter. Seconds later, he pulls what appears to be a gun out of his waistband. Then he leans in and snatches a...
Yo, any society where a nigga can just walk, a teenage nigga can just walk around with a gun, and because of what do they call it, constitutional carry, a cop could have been rolling right past and couldn't have said nothing to him because constitutional carry. That's a dangerous place, man.
And let's not forget the mask as well.
Right,
He's walking around with a mask, carrying a gun.
That should be like a dead giveaway at that point in time. Like
a wife beater, a mask, and a goddamn gun sticking out. And a cop could have been this fat bitch could have been a fucking cop walking out, and he couldn't say shit. You don't say nothing when the white people who got guns. How come y'all don't say nothing when you see a white man with a gun? Constitutional carry. How you know? This is Republican laws. You know that, right? Constitutional carry is not the Democrats. It was the Republican response to all the crime that the Democrats enabled with defund the police.
Perhaps it should just go back to the states.
Perhaps it's time to go back to Africa.
That is a state. It is a state law, constitutional carry. It's not federal. Shit is crazy, man. Because here's the thing: this guy has an IQ of maybe, let's say he has an IQ of 80, right? Let's say he's got, just baseline Sunman trauma from living in Blackistan. You know what I'm saying? Let's say he's buzzing. He ain't just fucking smacked out high like always, but he just got a light buzz. He's walking around with something that can end somebody's life like that.
And a low impulse control.
Jesus Christ.
Go at 60th and Hampton. He clearly has his eye on a man and woman at the counter. Seconds later, he pulls what appears to be a gun out of his waistband. Then he leans in and snatches the sunglasses right off the woman's face, pointing a gun.
He was like, back up, I'll shoot you. I'm not going to lose my life over no glasses. I backed up and he took off running out of the door.
The victim spoke with Fox 6 over the phone.
Not good, shaking up a bit.
We're not identifying her because she's worried about her safety.
We should
She
be
did
celebrating
tell us
that
his
moment.
Cartier
Hold on.
sunglasses are about a lot more.
Dude, I think we've just seen progress. That kid walked in there with a gun, snatched someone's glasses, and yet they were able to resolve it peacefully. Nobody
true.
got shot. This is a great moment.
And he raised the gun and didn't shoot it. He raised the gun. Usually when they raise the gun, they shoot. Yeah, that is a great point. That is a great point.
Pointing a gun.
He was like, back up, I'll shoot you. I'm not going to lose my life over no glasses. I backed up and he took off running out of the door.
The victim spoke with Fox 6 over the phone.
He said, did you see the Negro air punch? This shit was funny. Yeah, he was
That's a funny on-screen name.
What's this? Look.
Running out of the door.
The victim spoke with Fox 6 over the phone.
Not good, shaking up a bit.
We're not identifying her because she's worried about her safety. She did tell us his Cartier sunglasses are about a lot more than the designer label.
Those were given to me by my late fiance who passed away due to gun violence.
This piece.
Black stories never fail.
Her foot says
Take over
victim.
and logo again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you should know better than to wear those glasses in that kind of neighborhood, man. Like seriously.
I mean, there's nothing you could do. It's just it doesn't matter what you have. It's all up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
like
you can't have anything nice with sons.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, you can have a bucket with a bunch of holes in the bottom of it, and they'll fucking walk up and do that shit.
oh man. Facts.
Those were given to me by my late fiance who passed away due to gun violence.
This thief was bold, stealing and pointing a gun at someone in the middle of the day. And there are cameras all around this store, so it's possible that
Yo,
he saw
think
him.
about it, yo. Her fiance got killed, right? The gun violence, and her new fiance almost got killed. Almost got killed.
Maybe she's the problem. She's a curse.
Her new man. Her new man.
She's gonna have to get a
Right
tiger.
off the woman's face.
Get her out of this fucking
Pointing a
neighborhood.
gun.
Look how close he was to getting killed. This shit is, these people live. They're not human. These are not human beings. These are different This is sub.
Do you think he's cut off from the nookie after this?
Oh yeah, he didn't snatch the gun. Yeah,
Yeah, he just gave the little dag nabbit at the end.
that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I think she probably does look at him like lesser of a man. You know what I'm saying? He's probably got to prove himself, but he got plenty of opportunities to prove himself in the future.
No wonder sons don't want to have jobs. If this is what's going on at your job, people walking in and sticking guns at you, I wouldn't want to work either.
Due to gun violence.
This thief was bold, stealing and pointing a gun at someone in the middle of the day. And there are cameras all around this store, so it's possible that he saw himself being projected on this big TV before committing the crime and running off.
What?
We showed the video to people near the scene of the robbery.
Over glasses? You will be willing to take somebody's life over glasses? It's not okay.
Milwaukee police crime data shows there have been roughly 748 robberies this year. That's down nearly 200 compared to this time last year. But neighbors say they've started to hear more about sunglasses thefts in recent months.
I guess it's just the new trend. Everybody's just taking glasses, thinking that's okay, when it's not.
Okay. In all, it's a crime that took less than 10 seconds. It will take longer to tell if this is a bigger pattern in Milwaukee. Aaron Maben, Fox 6 News.
Wait, they don't understand why sons are stealing sunglasses in the summertime? They can't figure that out? Because that's when you need them.
Right. Exactly.
This trend of stealing sunglasses in the hottest months of the year.
And if it says need something, they just steal it.
What could be behind it? It's the community's lack of access to proper sun protective gear. That's why they're stealing them finally.
We need a $20 million sunglasses program from the fucking city council ASAP.
We begin with a story that you will only see on 7. A mother calling for justice after her 2-year-old boy was shot with a stray bullet over the weekend. Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Mike Duffy. We first
Ruining her
reported this
week.
story last night. Well, that toddler is still in serious condition. 2 people have been detained. This shooting is the latest in a string of violence that has the city of Detroit taking action with a new curfew. We'll have more on that in just a moment. Tonight, the mother and aunt of the toddler who was shot are talking exclusively to our Darren Cunningham about the terrifying moments and what led up to the gunfire.
I could have been planning a funeral today for my 2-year-old.
As difficult as it is recapping what happened to her son Bryson Saturday night, Aisha Bell and Bryson's aunt Tiara Young are speaking with 7 News Detroit, hoping to spare another family from experiencing the same pain. We stood where a stray bullet struck Bryson as he watched fireworks that night. Bell says family members heard the shooting, but it wasn't initially clear Bryson had been hit.
I checked his shirt. When I opened his shirt up, I seen a bullet hole through my baby chest. And I asked my niece, I said, did he fall on something? Did something hit his chest? Because there was so much blood pouring out. Some told me to look at the back of it. I pulled his shirt down in the back and there was a hole coming out of there too. and I screamed.
Detroit police say a group of teenagers had gathered at the Village Park 1 block over. A fight led to a shootout. 22 shell casings were recovered. In one direction, 6 bullets pierced the home, and in another direction, a bullet hit Bryson.
He is on a breathing machine where he's not breathing by himself. They sedated him because he's bleeding from his stomach. His right lung was hit.
Think about she's not by the bedside. You know what I mean?
Chilling in the cut.
She home and shit. That shit crazy. Listen, and I get it. When my daughter was in the NICU, after she was born, she was in the NICU for 2 weeks. You know, you gotta go do stuff. You gotta go. You gotta. You know what I'm saying? You gotta live your life. You know, you gotta get things ready for the baby come home and shit like that. I can understand, but this is just like he shot this weekend. It was like this weekend. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It was,
She's trying to link up with baby daddy number whatever, and make another one. Just print another one.
In another direction, a bullet hit Bryson.
He is on a breathing machine where he's not breathing by himself. They sedated him because he's bleeding from his stomach. His right lung was hit. His rib, his collarbone.
Injuries no one, let alone an innocent child, should have to endure.
For me getting to the hospital and the nurses and them telling me out of the last 2 weeks, my baby was the only one that made it out of all the kids and everything that came, that's a blessing. One of my angels had to be holding on to my baby at that moment.
so a lot. What do you mean? How many kids got shot?
Something about tonight. I don't know what it is. The Matrix is ripping apart or something.
Yeah, man. It's just like maybe like it's like a revealing. Maybe it's a full moon. Like the light is being shined on things that.
I love the whole my baby done be blessed by an angel and shit. That's why he got hit in the fucking chest with a bullet. Cause an angel looking out for him and shit.
Make sure y'all support the channel, man. You ain't gonna find this nowhere, man. Nowhere.
Them telling me out of the last 2 weeks, my baby was the only one that made it out of all the kids and everything that came. That's a blessing. One of my angels had to be holding on to my baby at that moment because this is crazy. I go from watching my baby smiling to him laying in the hospital bed and not even breathing by himself. That hurts.
It's pain she hopes turns to purpose, since this latest incident involving her son is sparking Detroit Police Chief Todd Bettison to stiffen the punishment for parents whose children break curfew laws.
I appreciate them so much. He came down to the hospital and he seen Bryson. We prayed over him.
Bettison addressed news media Monday afternoon.
Talked to the mother, know exactly what occurred. And what she told me was that the Detroit police had been there earlier and that they had moved juveniles along and pushed them along.
The chief says the teens came back.
Everybody know a big crowd is trouble.
Moved juveniles along and pushed them along. Like,
we're lowering the standards for criminality.
I mean, you run out of hospital beds. Just got to tell these little son words to get out.
Jesus.
Look at how much stress they put on the healthcare system.
You know what?
Man.
I think
and
I got it.
Sorry, man.
And they don't have insurance, and the taxpayers to foot their bills and all that. These people are a burden.
She doesn't have insurance. She doesn't have. If she got Medicaid, it's the free insurance. She doesn't have.
Yeah, nothing. There would be no healthcare system if it wasn't for gliders. That kid would be dead.
And honestly, and they want us to fucking be extinct. Think about that.
Well,
yeah, they don't care.
Not only that. I'm gonna show you a story next, man. It's gonna blow your mind.
What occurred? And what she told me was that the Detroit police had been there earlier and that they had moved juveniles along and pushed them along.
The chief says the teens came back.
Everybody know a big crowd is trouble. These kids, it's 11 o'clock at night. Where's the parents? But nowadays in this generation, the kids party with the parents too.
It's going to be a long road to recovery, but we got this.
Bryson is fine. He's fighting. He's a fighter. And I just need prayers. That's all I need right now is heavy prayers for my baby.
DPD says 2 people have been detained for the shooting, considered persons of interest in this case. On the
Man, sons are the most racist.
Oh,
they're terrible. Nobody is meaner to a son.
Search is growing more urgent.
I'm telling you, man. Awful.
Honestly,
in
like when
Texas,
you
where
really,
dozens remain missing.
really look at all this shit, like sons, they complain about being hated, but like, I hate to say this, but it needs to be said, they deserve to be hated. Like seriously. I'm just gonna say it.
Not all.
Here's the thing, though. Like that woman right there. What can she do? Like, would you? I'm happy she stays in her son community. I would not want that woman moving. I wish her no harm. But yeah, stay in Blackistan. I feel that little boy, like, sucks for that little boy. He's got to be raised in Blackistan. But if that woman moves, right? Let's just say she moves, she upward mobile, right? Wherever she goes, she's gonna take that stench, that filth, that aura, that cloud with her of Blackistanianness, and they just take it with them everywhere they go, even if they're not the worst of the community. So let that woman stay where she is.
Search is growing more urgent in Texas, where dozens remain missing after catastrophic flooding. At least 82 people have been killed. And with more rain in the forecast today, the threat of more flooding is going up. So is the heartbreak. ABC's Allison Cossack on the human toll.
We're learning more about the victims of the flood disaster and the survivors trying to come to terms with what they witnessed.
I had to swim through a window and hold on to the meter box outside of the house.
28-year-old Christian Fell says he stood on the electric meter box outside his home for nearly 3 hours to stay alive.
It was an absolute force of nature that I've never witnessed before.
Amanda Sue Jones, her husband, and 4 kids evacuated moments before the worst of the flooding hit.
From the time we crossed the bridge to when everything's getting swept away was, probably 10 minutes.
27-year-old Julian Ryan died heroically, saving his kids by placing them on a floating mattress. Beloved high school teacher Jeff Wilson, who taught auto body repair, also lost his life in the flood. His wife and son are missing.
He was able to build relationships with kids.
Yeah, if you missing at this point still, like you ain't nobody been treading water for the fucking 3-4 days and shit.
Maybe kids that didn't fit the traditional classroom model.
And at Camp Mystic, where more than 24 campers were swept away in the night, at least 11 are confirmed dead. Among them, Janie Hunt, the 9-year-old cousin of Kansas City Chiefs owner Clark Hunt, his wife announcing Janie's death, saying, "If your heart is broken, I assure you God is near." 18-year-old camp counselor Chloe Childress is being remembered for her work with senior citizens. The head of her high school saying, "Chloe made space for others to feel safe, valued, and brave." Those who knew Camp Mystic's owner, Dick Eastland, say he died heroically, trying to rescue campers. His grandson writing, "If he wasn't going to die of natural causes, this was the only other way, saving the girls that he so loved and cared for."
He was, a man that made everyone feel safe and seen. He was just an extremely selfless person, and he showed that until the very end.
Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
So this camp of Christian girls camp. 24 of them were swept away in the flood.
And you hear what they were saying about them, Ak? They were saying like, "Oh, Texas is." I'm sorry.
So, 24 of them swept away in the flood. That's such an awful way to go. That's such a brutal thing for little girls to be sleeping in their beds at camp, and then to just wake up drowning in a flash flood. You know what I mean? 24 of them, and that's a story that should make you, have. Should tug at your heartstrings, should make you feel some kind of empathy, right?
You would think, right?
But I just want to
not the sisters.
To be the one.
Everyone's hearts would be with them.
I just want to say this. Hold on, Jimmy. Let me just make this point. You hear what a lot of those liberals were saying? Like they were posting, "Oh, well, Texas deserved that. Like that's what you guys get for voting for Trump and all that shit."
To be the one.
Like, they were actually posting that shit online. You believe that?
But it seems like it needs to get pointed out. So
Yeah, I got you, man.
To be the one who points it out, but it seems like it needs to get pointed out. So are we not paying attention to majority of the videos that's being shared about this flood and the certain that's on the videos? Hopefully this is opening up some eyes and showing people that he watches. I don't matter who's watching. They're watching. They see you as a person and what you're teaching your kids and how your children treat others and how you treat others.
This is all projection.
Others. And maybe y'all weren't the best of, helping thy neighbor unless they were still or the same as
Bad
you.
nails? What does she mean?
Because I find it ironic that it was the deep southern of Texas that it happened to. We knew back in the days.
You mean near the
where
water?
They used to do everything deep down in the southern.
The lack of logic is unbelievable.
And here's the thing: she can go to work today without a care. Like she's not going to go. Oh shit! This shit went viral. I might not have a job. A white woman, a camp full of black kids swept away in a flash flood. Some white women got on TV on the internet and said they deserved it because.
Well, it's really white people's fault because if white people would demand she be fired or just straight up fire her if they're over her, then they would be that way.
Well, it's also, let's not forget all the white people that did all the global warming that is causing all this weather. Let's lay the blame
if white people quit playing along with this, it stops.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
There's people in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it.
I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this, but Camp Mystic is a whites-only girls' Christian camp. They don't even have a token Asian. They don't have a token black person. It is a all white-only conservative Christian camp. If you ain't white, you ain't right. You ain't getting in. You ain't going, period. And I think that context needs to be said in this matter. It's not to say that we don't want the girls to be found, whatever girls that are missing or whatever right now, but you best believe, especially in today's political climate, if this were a group of Hispanic girls, especially with them being in East Texas, it should be most likely Hispanic. If this were a group of Hispanic girls out there, this would not be getting this type of coverage that they're getting. No one would give a fuck. And all these white people, the parents of these little girls, would be saying things like they need to be deported. They shouldn't have been here in the first place and yada, yada, yada. So before y'all
The
come
only
at
people
me,
covering it from this angle
before y'all
are the
start
Sun Sisters.
leaving hate comments.
They're projecting heavily. I mean, she's projecting all that on the white people. Like, if this was this group, then white people would be saying this. Like, that's blatant projection.
Yeah, some people don't give a fuck about anybody, like including themselves. It's like the notion that some people are the tone police for anything is laughable.
And they're the tone police for everything in America. And this woman, wait, it gets better.
Hate comments on my page about, oh, these are just kids and they don't know no better. Da, 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 da. The parents of these children who are choosing, and it is a choice in 2025, it is definitely a freaking choice to go into East goddamn Texas and to make a all-white enclave exclusionary just for white people, with all the black people in East Texas, with
Yeah,
all
only
the
Muslims
Hispanic
can do
people in
that.
East Texas, somehow, some way, you have carved out an all-white, whites only.
She want to be down. She want to be down with what y'all going through. She
Yeah,
want to be
it's so unbelievable how angry they get when white people do anything. It's
Why
like she
can't
wouldn't say two words about some black boy bullshit camp that did nothing. But if there's a photo with too many white people in it, she'll fucking fire up the computer that, you know, she would otherwise not even know existed and run her fucking dumbass mouth.
Salute to Big Larry. Big Larry is in the building. Shout out to LC. LC says, look up Sandra Wardlow. Fox interview. Her real name is Girl. Okay. Shout out to you, man. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, like, you know, they hate whites so much, but then they want to get angry when we have our own thing. It's like, for people who hate white people so fucking much, they want to be around us all the goddamn time. You know what I mean? Like, they think they're entitled to have us like them.
Look what it took. Listen, it's safe over there. It took an act of God for somebody to get killed at that damn white camp. It's like, yo, there's no gun violence. It's just so sad, man. Listen, I'm not even Jesus Christ. I'm not even trying to make light of this because it's really sad. It's just the fact that we found more than one black woman that was doing this, that got online, put her face on it, and basically just said that these kids deserved it because they were white. And if it's like this, where are the black men saying this?
Come on, you know they're there. They're there.
No, I'm talking about getting on camera. I think black women have a special status in society, or think they do, where, you know what I mean, they can get on. And I'm not saying some hotep. These aren't hotep. I'm not talking about some hotep motherfucker somewhere that's just, you know, babbling and shit. These motherfuckers, these are normal fucking regular everyday black women that you would probably that if a white guy like fucking Jimmy Fields or S Freak or Fisherman hit on them at a bar, they would be blushing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Regular fucking sisters, man. Listen to this.
Y'all caught the fucking news on me? Y'all caught the fucking news on me? I wasn't going to post anymore, but I think it's really funny how my little voice and my little 7,000 followers has garnered enough attention to where y'all want me to make a public statement. And I gave one. I definitely gave one. Wouldn't have been my first time having a news interview. If you look up my name, and I'm sure y'all have seen it, I have, you know, tons of news articles written about me and the work that I've done. So
He's Sade Perkins, former marketing manager of the Freedmanstown Farmers Market and a non-resident fellow at Princeton University. Okay.
She's found her path.
So this is
okay. She asked me for a statement. I gave her one, and I told her what it was. And I think that this is like,
think about in her response to the backlash from this, she's giggling the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
Think about how
they hate gliders.
Disgusting that is to just be giggling during your response. Like, people have told you, hey man, we're outraged with that. That was insanely like disgusting, vile what you did. The girls, 15 of the girls haven't been found yet. You know what I mean? This, you know, why are you doing this? You know, are you kidding me?
Yeah, she feels righteous and untouchable.
This might be her, in her defense, this might be her first time ever being held accountable in any way for anything.
No,
So
she
this is
really
like-
thinks that she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
That's what I'm saying. It's like this is all new to her. I'm sure she'll make some good choices with this opportunity.
She didn't learn. She didn't learn
news on
anything.
me.
Let me just say this right now. Or I'll
I
pause
wasn't
this.
gonna
I got to
post-
make this point. Like, they complain about whites doing all this shit back in the day, all that. But look at how much shit Sun men do to Sun women. They don't want to say nothing about that. Like, they don't want to admit that, like, you know, and look at how loyal Sun women are to Sun men after all the shit that they do. Like, Sun women are the most delusional. They're more delusional than white liberal women. Press one. Seriously.
Y'all caught the fucking news on me. I wasn't gonna post anymore, but I think it's really funny how my little voice and my little 7,000 followers has garnered enough attention to where y'all want me to make a public statement, and I gave one. I definitely gave one. Wouldn't have been my first time having a news interview. If you look at my name, and I'm sure y'all have seen it, I have, you know, tons of news articles written about me and the work that I've done. So, okay. She asked me for a statement. I gave her one, and I told her what it was. And I think that this is like, on one hand, it's definitely funny because I'm over here kikiing for sure, but do not negate the fact, all right? These are white people using their white power, all right, to try to bring me down, I guess. But the fact that it's just not working is even more hilarious. Y'all have called Princeton. Mind you, my fellowship with Princeton was 2 years ago. The work that I did is already done. And
even if you still worked at Princeton, Princeton wouldn't do shit to you because
Yeah,
they're more scared
Princeton's
of you.
liberal hellhole.
Yeah, they're more scared of her than they are of all the people that are outraged by her behavior.
Yeah, the Ivy
the
Leagues
money
are
that
toast for now.
I've been paid has already been paid and spent. So that's done. So reaching out to them is doing absolutely nothing. I mean, you're just making your fingers sore, typing all the letters. And when it comes to our Houston Food Insecurity Board, I'm probably going to make a separate video about that because I got a few choice words for Mayor Whitmore. Again, y'all called the mayor's office. I have not been on the Food Insecurity Board since January. So again, you've done nothing but make your fingers sore.
But she was on some board with the mayor and shit.
Now she's going to be running for mayor. You know it. She'll be.
The chat keeps saying that her husband is white.
No, they're probably just saying that. Like, I you know, like she is the type that would have a white husband. You know, the hate. I don't know if she. I can look it up. I can try to see, man. I can try to see.
A Sun man wouldn't put up with her.
The chat said multiple times her husband is a Jew.
Holy shit.
Well, damn. Now that makes sense.
So I got my live taken down. I guess I'll just chit chat in a video. I mean, I don't understand all this, you know, extraordinary hate or whatever. Like I get that.
So she's the victim. She's talking about she's being hated on as if she was just, yeah. These people are awful. You're right. These people, you if you hate them, you don't hate them enough.
I don't know anything about her or her past, but everything about her seems like she probably grew up in a fairly well-to-do neighborhood.
Oh, who fucking cares either way?
Well,
Like, this is what I'm talking. This is what I'm talking about, though. Is like we gotta stay on their ass. Like, get her, call everywhere that might employ her every time she goes live. Get that shit flagged. Ruin her shit. Fuck her up. Fuck this bitch.
You talking about this guy right here? This guy, this Reverend Colin Bosson, a senior minister at First Unitarian Universalist Church in Houston issued a statement to congregants on Monday, slamming cruel comments made by his partner, Sade. So she's his partner. She's not married. He ain't put a ring on it. He just her partner. We were right though. We were right. Y'all were right.
At least
Shout
one
out
of them
to
is
y'all.
gay.
Activists in the streets, colonized in the sheets.
I'm telling you, man. She got some big old titties too. Colonized, but why y'all say he is
Okay,
Jew,
so he's
man?
the gay guy. All right.
I don't know. That looks Jew. That looks Jew screw to me.
That's not the stare of a pedo either.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I would listen. What she's doing now is more repulsive. I think that the comments could have been forgiven. There's a path of redemption for the comments. Just because people say so much stuff now, the response to the backlash is so insane that it just literally the response to the backlash. There's no way you can see her as a human being after that.
Look, listen to this. Like, this is how all these Sun sisters think. Like, they think they're entitled to hate gliders for things that happened like hundreds of years ago, and yet at the same time, they think they're also entitled to be liked by them.
And
Like,
that's why she was so upset that Gladys had their own thing going on, because she wanted to be a part of it. Like I told you, she wanted to be down. I knew she wanted to be down. Salute to LC says, I look up Sandra Wadlow Fox interview. Her real name is Girl. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that if I get a chance. If not, we'll do it tomorrow. Malik Quelly says, who are these hood boogers? Listen. This one's not a hood booger. And I know you're talking about a previous story, but this one is not a hood booger. Like I said, like this, you could tell from her inflection, her cadence, you know what I mean? The way she pronounces her words. This girl came from a good home. This girl is not Boon Shika, even though she's acting like Boon Shika. She wasn't raised as a Boon Shika. She came from a good home. She's not no dust bucket. Let's just put it like that.
Her political career is about to get bigger.
Yeah, she's about to go through the roof. All she gotta do is link up with Jasmine Crockett, man, and get the cosign. YNs go to camp 2. They call it juvenile detention. Let's see what she told me.
White people are not used to people telling them and calling them out on their racism and telling them about their double standards and how you wouldn't give a damn about other children and how there's children in ICE detention right now who y'all don't give two fucks about. There's no prayers going up for them. But we're supposed to stop the world and stop everything we're doing to go.
No one stopped the world, woman. No one has stopped the world for those little white girls in Texas. I just found out about it yesterday, and it's been going on all weekend. I just found out about it yesterday.
She's now the bigger story. She's now the bigger story than the missing white kids.
Yeah, this is the whole Gabby Petito thing, like with Joy Reid, when that white girl went missing. They was like, "Oh, America has a missing white woman syndrome," and it's like, yo, y'all literally make more noise about it than anybody. Y'all the biggest advocates, big attention getters for missing white women. Like literally 26 white women white girls swept away in a flood. If this country was the way you think it is, that would be the lead story. No, that's not the lead story, and it would never was. There was always a bigger story this weekend. I would have found out about this. I do the news every day. I would have found out about this when it happened. If it was that big of a story. And it should be.
To go and hunt for these little missing white girls. Again, I actually have empathy, so I can put myself in other people's shoes and hunt for these little missing.
Look at her eyes after she said little missing white girls. Watch her eyes.
Everything we're doing to go and hunt for these little missing white girls.
Wow, she's evil, right? She's evil. She hates white girl. That's who her boyfriend gonna cheat on her with. That's what she thinks.
But we're supposed to stop the world and stop everything we're doing to go and hunt for these little missing white girls. again, I actually have empathy, so I can put myself in other people's shoes and understand that that's pretty fucked up. But it seems like y'all
Sons are always hunting for white girls. What is she talking about?
She definitely grew up in a white town. You can tell she definitely grew up around white people. She's got something, the boy she liked.
But this is going to be her brand now. She's going to keep it real for her people. And
yeah, the boy she liked like white girls.
like y'all don't get that. Y'all don't get that. Y'all don't have the empathy gene, for sure. It's very much lacking. And
white people, y'all don't have the empathy gene, says a sister.
Yeah, the projection at its finest.
Jesus. At Wall, she's making light and you know
publicly
26 children swept away in a night in a flash flood. As if she's talking about, like, listen, that little kid, the black kid that hit with the stray, that's a horrible story. One black kid hit with a stray bullet. That's a horrible story. Under no circumstances could a white woman come on TV and make light of that. This is 26. They're still missing.
Like it's a general rule of thumb. Whenever some people talk about other people, they talk about themselves.
Exactly.
Like whenever, like sons snitch on themselves so many times, it's just unbelievable. I don't know why anybody takes it seriously.
I mean, for y'all to just be on here, just straight up racism. Every comment, well, I wouldn't say every comment. I will say 99.9% of the comments have just been, you know, EBT this and welfare that, and you're a monkey and yada yada yada. Like y'all haven't. It's been like,
and those people were too kind. Those
Yeah,
people were
yeah.
too kind.
Yeah, she needed more. She needed some different shit. She needs some different shit.
100 years, y'all haven't come up with nothing new with other than the monkey shit, and like y'all don't have nothing new. And when a person is, and when a black person isn't poor, and when they don't fit your stereotype of, you know, EBT and whatnot, you're still gonna use it, and it's whack. Like it makes no sense because it doesn't apply, babes. It doesn't apply.
Oh man.
And with groceries being so fucking high right now, I am positive most of y'all are either on it or you need it. So y'all can quit faking the funk.
Right as
y'all
she
can quit
mentioned
faking the funk.
stereotypes, she's waving her claw at us.
And since I have two grown boys who just graduated high school and they're about to go off to college or whatever, our refrigerator is like damn near empty. And it's like, thank God, it's almost like I got a raise because these two grown children were eating all of our fucking food out of a house and home, but whatever. But since I get EBT and y'all are paying for it, I appreciate you. Yeah. I appreciate my little 15 minutes of fame. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all gave me a bunch of followers. Y'all spammed all of my.
She gained followers from this.
She could be the Black Lily Gaddis.
Jeez. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Keeping it.
Other social medias, except my Red Note. Go to Red Note. Give me some comments on fucking Red Note. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, tomorrow's another day. I'm gonna be back out here for sure. And once again, to anyone who, you know, put my public address out there as more public, okay, do something about it. Like come hither. I would love to see you walk your ass through this gate and see if you're not gonna be leaving out of here in a fucking duffel bag. Like
she's keeping it real, and she says, "Come hither."
This bitch said duffel bag.
Yeah, you guys have been influenced by this MAGA coon Negro and y'all are over here just spewing all this hate on my page or whatever. But baby, I give no fucks, because when I say I am exhausted with white folks and I am done with y'all's bullshit, it is exhausting. White people's bullshit is.
You're in a relationship with a white guy. You're fucking a white guy.
Fucking exhausting every fucking day of my life.
I can understand
You
her point of
motherfuckers give me a goddamn headache.
Because you're fucking one. Leave your white boyfriend and white people won't give you a headache every day of your life.
Man,
I think she's judging all of us by her minimal experience with a
fucking exhausting.
Yeah. This chick is insane. Yo, this is crazy work. This is next level. She's off the charts. You can't even compare
She
it.
can monkey branch this into a better white guy now.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, she could.
Yeah, I give no fucks, because when I say I am exhausted with white folks and I am done with y'all's bullshit, it is exhausting. White people's bullshit is fucking exhausting every fucking day of my life. You motherfuckers give me a goddamn headache. And it is just really annoying. And it's really been 10 times worse since this whole Trump shit has been off the ground. But whatever. Tomorrow's a new day. I will be back. The video is still up. You can go like and comment and give me a follow. Okay? Like, I feel like a little influencer right now. Like, y'all really been gassing me up all day.
Wow.
Hey, Icronics in the back.
Jesus. Oh, yeah. He saw this human garbage on the screen right here. He pops up. What's up, Icronic?
Yeah, look at that forehead, and that is not a white man at all. That's a Jew screw, if I ever seen one. Just like the when you're making a meme of a Jew screw, that face shows up.
Shout out
Boss.
to D for Boston. He says, "Salute. Here's something for the Honey Bun Fund." Yeah, I mean, what he if he was Jew, wouldn't he be a rabbi? Like, Jews don't really hide. Like, don't get me wrong, they do hide sometimes. They do hide. I was in plain sight. Yeah,
Those people are like chameleons, right? So they can claim to be a glider if it's convenient to make bad light of a glider, and then they can distance themselves to be a minority if they want to act like victims.
This woman is sick. This woman
Yeah,
is
that woman is sick.
up.
I hope someone crashes out and blasts her house, and all the people in the house ends up dead.
That seems like a lot to hope for.
Damn, that's
yeah, I know it won't happen.
That boy got
That's what I want to happen.
Nobody
boy got some Sunman thought.
If you could have one wish, that's what you'd wish for?
Yeah. How about let's just work with her? Like, nobody else said it but her.
You wouldn't even wish that these 11 kids could come back? You would waste that wish on getting that one killed? Come on, man. You're looking at it from the wrong end.
They're the sons of Asia, though. They're the sons of Asia.
You know what? Those kids are probably in a better place now. All things considered, but this baboon chick was
the bottom of a river.
I don't know. It could be
Well, they haven't been found
anywhere.
yet.
Could be anywhere.
So that they got pictures, and apparently Camp Mystic is a little bit more diverse than she let on. Of course, she didn't do her research. They've got. It's
Why
not
would you
just
do a research if the only thing
now I
that
don't care about those
is
girls.
your hatred? It's your hatred about the gliders.
Oh man!
Can't we have one thing without them? Screw those.
I mean, we
girls.
can.
No,
it's like there's no moral high ground in promoting diversity. That's all subjective.
So this woman, I I don't know if this woman's. She's talking about that lady.
Listen, I'm about to get off an overnight shift and I got time today. Little Miss Girl, Sadie, whatever her name is, she went ahead and deleted her profile. But listen, that doesn't save you from me. Nope. The fact that you even try to compare literal missing children to children whose parents decided to try to break the law, enter our country, and now they're in a detention center awaiting processing so they can go the fuck back to where they came from. You've lost your mind, and I think it's a real good idea for you to take a break from social media, because there's no way. How dare you try to say or try to compare such a tragic, truly tragic situation to some fucking illegal immigrants who chose to break the law and brought their kids here, and now their kids are suffering the repercussions. None of the children that are missing, or any of the fatalities, or any of the people that were hurt in this recent natural disaster, none of them chose for this to happen. Your illegal immigrant friends that you're trying to sit here and protect, they chose for this to happen. Go get your fucking green card, go get your paperwork, and do what the fuck you're supposed to. If anybody tries to stand up for this shit, or stand up for this person, Sadie, whatever the fuck, you need to scroll along. Don't be on my page now. Don't be on my.
This woman, she's got a pretty high IQ for.
Well, see, she said she deleted her profile, so it's like she talked all that cash shit about how she got the time of day and is ready for all the action and blah blah blah. And they're really not. Like, they're not powerful. Like, you can bully the fuck out of them, get them fired. We can do everything that they claim they can do.
But how many people are willing to do that? That's what I'm saying. Like,
well, she deleted her profile, so it was making some sort of difference. She's obviously shook from it.
We need to do this more often. You know what I mean? We need to have more will to do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, though. It's changing. Like 5 years ago, 3 years ago, that was not the case.
Yeah.
Sadie got a new video for y'all. She got a new video for y'all. She's addicted to this internet. Wow.
You know what? I think in one way or the other, this Sade crossed some nigga at one point. This is the best time to get back, because the suspects would be the glider who hates her online. So I think this is the best time to do that, what they got to do to this girl Sade.
5'3", so she's got a criminal record. 5'3", 120, 120 pounds. I don't know what she did. It doesn't say what she did. Maybe she's something slight, probably something slight.
And she's not even a blonde.
Okay, here goes her criminal record right here. June 12th, 2025, theft of property. That wasn't that long ago.
Damn, 2025?
That's a month ago.
And she got
turning it all around.
A burglary, assault, or battery. Giving false statement and instructions. Wow. June 2nd, 2017, assault causing bodily harm or injury, family violence. Jeez. What the fuck? Wow. She was booked for assault causing family violence. I think that's the same one. Is that the same one? No, this is this the same one? I don't know. No. It doesn't have a date on this one. Wow. But yeah, so she's been in a little bit of trouble in her life, shockingly.
It's always the criminals act that always have something lot to say, like that Alexander guy who is representing Carmelo. It's always the
Confidence.
criminals.
Wow.
Right? You are not going to freaking believe what
Crazy
she's
eyes.
posting about the Idaho 4 victims. TikTok, do your thing. And let's get her kicked off YouTube. Watch this.
What is so special about this man? And why him? Why him? Why not this guy? Why doesn't MAGA want him to be set free? Why not Brian Koberger? He got his whole life ahead of him. He only killed 3 white bitches. So why?
This is her talking about. Wow, she's
The
been
theory
doing.
act that she grew up around glider people. I think
Yeah,
that's
the
out
guy
the
she liked.
doorway,
The
out
guy
the
she
window.
liked. Yeah, the glider guy that she liked
Not even glider.
was dealing with another girl, and she never recovered from it.
Why not this guy? Why doesn't MAGA want him to be set free? Why not Brian Koberger? He got his whole life ahead of him. He only killed 3 white bitches. So why Derek Chauvin but not him? Why don't y'all want him back on the streets? Is it because he murdered 3 reproductive baby machines for your white supremacist movement? Is that why y'all are upset
Come to think
about
of it,
him?
yes.
Because I feel like 2 can play that game. If y'all want to set everybody free, y'all want to set the white supremacists free, set this motherfucker free. How about that? Set him free. Is it because Derek Chauvin had a target audience and you know who he's going to go out there and murder?
You know what? To a degree, she's correct because some MAGA, quote unquote, people wants this Jew screw out because this is their masters. This Brian Koberger because he's a Jew screw. So I think some of the MAGA people wants to set him free.
Is he Juice Crew?
He definitely is. He's saying he's born or he's Catholic. That's what he's saying. But you can see him. I can see him. So
He don't look Juice Crew to me, man.
really,
Yeah, he
now,
definitely looks Juice Crew if you see his side profile.
Koberger, what was his name?
he is. He really is. Brian
Murder,
Koberger.
and this guy also had a target audience, and you know who he's gonna go out there and murder. But yet, y'all really going balls to the wall for all these white supremacists in jail who have hurt, maimed, killed Black people.
First off, we do not want Derek Chauvin freed. He's right.
Well, hold on. Who asked you, first of all?
And
Second of
here's
all,
the thing: this
It's
white
all
woman
women.
trying to reason. She's trying to reason and rationalize with her. You know what I mean? Like that's where you lose a lot of white people lose by that. You know what I mean? Like trying to like approach it from like, well, let's analyze everything that you know what I mean? Like you can't do that with sons if you're a white person.
Just kind of disregard what they say. You know, that's what you have to do.
You just gotta you gotta deal with the sentiment and like for it to getting in the weeds, like for us to say this white woman was in that Black woman's face and tried to debate her on whether it's wrong to say to disparage and mock the lives of those 26 white campers. Now you're debating that, and because you're cuck, you can't really go full tilt, but the Black girl can debate like balls to the wall. And now you're debating some shit there's no question about, and you're giving, inch here, you're giving an inch there, pause. You're you know what I'm saying? You're seeing it. Well, you're seeing this from her side, and you can only lose. You can't win.
That's what I'm saying. You don't argue with an idiot because they're going to drag you down to their level and beat you with experience.
Exactly.
That's the old saying.
Exactly.
So,
Ak,
how do you...
It's just hatred. There's no logic. There's hatred. Hold on. Are these her kids? These are hold on. He says, for your information, to make the Sade Perkins situation even more ridiculous, her husband's a pastor and he's white. And I can bet he's one of those self-hating Democrats still blaming himself for slavery.
I think those kids look adopted. Those kids look adopted. They're not.
They seem to be great at their jobs. Everyone looks just thrilled to be around them. Let's see. Let me see. And her nose. I mean, he might have her eyes. She got those beady eyes. I could see him being her son,
but not his.
No, this.
He looks like a son burrito.
Yeah, this is his son, and this is her son. Okay, and they're both going to college. Okay. All right. Yeah. Jeez. What's this? It says, what is that? Oh, okay. So that's
Is that him? Is that his church?
Yeah. Yeah, that's him at the church. Yeah.
Is that his ex there?
So, I got a question for you. I know, like, you're trying to move forward, but I just want to go back. So, how do you say we debate with these Sun people? We just gotta.
God, you should never have to hope to do that.
But I'm saying, like, if you said, don't analyze. They're saying, don't. What should we do when we just?
There's really nothing you can do, because here's the thing: you want to be branded a racist. Okay. The first thing you say that they don't like, you're going to be branded a racist. So you gotta not care about that. That's the thing. But then if you don't care about that, that might put you in a situation to say something that gets your ass kicked. So it's I would just stay away from it. I would stay away from it. Online you could debate them, but in person, I wouldn't debate no black person or nothing. Maybe online, just to have fun. It's all going to devolve into name calling and accusations and projection. So it's not going to be productive in any way.
Yeah, and let's say if you win the fight, then you're going to be the one going to jail. Like, is that what you're saying? Like, you're saying, like, is that what you're saying? Like, you can't debate with them in person because you're gonna be deemed a racist, and then you're gonna get your ass kicked. Or if then you win the fight, then you're gonna go to jail for beating up a black person. Like, you're saying it's a no-win situation, and if you debate them in real life, right?
Yeah,
of course. And even if it will devolve into name calling, since these people are shameless, it's not gonna affect them. It's not gonna affect them one bit. And have you seen Carson White turning on the Metcalf twins?
Yeah, I saw that. I knew that was coming. He always once he feels like everybody's going one way, he takes the counter position. And now that everyone's pretty much taken, ever since the video came out and people reported on the video, said there was no altercation, the sentiment has been like, okay, the tide is turned towards the Austin Metcalf family, more people on his side, and the Carmelo people are quieted down. So now Austin White being agitator, what do they call those people?
Yeah, like saying it just for the sake of saying it. I know. I saw the
what do they
interview.
call those
It's
people?
not even. It doesn't even look like he believes what he's saying.
Huh? Whatever,
What I'm
but being
saying,
a
it looks like he doesn't even believe what he's saying.
Yeah, nah, he don't believe. He just taking the other side, and that's actually damning. What he said was actually damning for the family. If you got somebody saying that supporting you, that's damning. Like he said,
Or he's playing 4D chess. He's saying that so that he could put more dirt on the Carmelo side. Yeah,
probably
probably.
so. Yeah, but I know he's done that several times. Like when that
Yeah.
rapper got killed with his when that rapper got killed with his daughter. Remember that a few months ago? The rapper was was at the car wash with his daughter, and the ops pulled up and shot him.
The daughter got killed. Yeah.
Yeah, he was originally um sad about it. And then he came back a week later and started mocking and making fun of the little girl's
The
death.
child. Yes.
And then, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like whichever side the most people are on, he's gonna take the opposite side. And then if
And
the
it's out of topic act. Okay. Out of topic. Have you heard the new single drop by Drake?
No, I
What did
don't
I
want to
miss?
hear it.
You don't want to hear
But
it?
is it
Okay.
good? Is it good?
I think
It's
it's
Hyle
good, and
Scholar.
it's what I'm saying is it's good, and he's not lying because all of the people who's on the Kendrick side, I think people really don't like Kendrick. It's just
They hate him.
the
Yeah,
wave
they
of
hate him.
the yeah the wave of the Drake, the wave of being cool to hate Drake is dried up, and what he's saying,
Well,
what Drake is saying, is LeBron James and the other people who has been in his house, who he lended his bitches, are now dancing on the side of the people who he considered his enemy right now, which is Kendrick Lamar. And then also they need to be careful because I think Drake is a real one. He I think you know.
yeah, but I'll say this. I'll say this. Um, fucking Drake was on for. He was on top for 15 years. He was the hottest rapper for 15 years
Yeah,
straight.
that's why it's so strange about these people, about these niggas who one night decided that they hate Drake and he's whack, and they're saying that Drake's music
Well,
is for
no, I mean what I'm
men
saying is
who
that
who cries who
hold on,
cries
hold on,
every
hold on,
night.
hold on. And when you're on top for 15 years straight,
Only way
that
down.
breeds that
down.
that breeds that type of stuff. That stuff wasn't just it didn't just come out. People were waiting for Kendrick. If let's just say MC Shitty Butt would have came out and had enough balls to go at Drake and you know what I'm saying and take him, they would have surrounded him like he Drake on top for 15 years. There's gonna be some resentment within the industry. There's gonna be some resentment, and then and you know what I mean, like yo, listen, his enemies, the snakes were slithering, and I'm sure he probably saw some of them. He just couldn't see all of them, and plus he's blinded too. Drake's blinded by a lot of, he's got a circle, he's got handlers. Yo, the snakes have been slithering probably since 2010.
Yeah, and you know what's
I've
funny?
been
Uh,
on his downfall for years, man.
on that new song that he dropped, he's referencing he lended LeBron James some of his bitches in his house, and now LeBron James is dancing to the tune of "We Not
I
Like
think
Us."
that's some bitch shit though. Snitching though, snitching is some bitch shit. You still snitching, even when you snitching on a man cheating. That's just as bad as snitching to the police because you causing that man harm. LeBron, he causing LeBron a lot of problems with that shit.
But a lot of people knows it already. It's just he's saying it
No, but
subtly
hold
on a
on,
song.
he's
His wife had
confirming.
no idea, and now she's going to suspect.
No,
Of
no,
course,
but
she has an idea because LeBron James' wife is like he
hold
looks
on,
like
man,
she
hold
looks
on,
like a man.
hold on, man. She does not look like a man, dude. Like, um, you think that woman looks like a man? You
Yeah.
gotta be gay if you think she looks like a man. Every woman looks like a man if she looks like a man. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Um, Snitching like that's just like snitching to the police to me, man. I don't respect Drake for that. You gonna tell somebody that you know that they cheated on their wife? I think that's the type of shit that make people don't like him. Like I don't like him for that. I think that's gay. I think that's some faggot shit that Drake doing because he was doing it before. He did it before, but he just put it on wax this time. And to answer your question about like, oh yeah, his wife, no, you'd be surprised how arrogant women are. Yo, women are fucking arrogant, man. Especially when they cute. They could believe that my husband don't cheat like that. Now, am I saying that she don't think LeBron has ever cheated? No, I'm sure they've gone through some cheating, but I
She
bet
even
he's
he even
hold on,
brought
hold,
Alec
hold on, man.
Clifton to the Los Angeles Lakers when
Okay, hold on,
he
and
left
and
Cleveland.
and even here's what I go with a woman. Sometimes you can do this. Like a woman wants to believe your lies. So, like, if you get caught cheating, a woman wants to believe that that's the time you cheated. She don't want to believe that you cheat all the time with many women. She want to believe that's the one time you cheated with that woman, especially if you tell her that. And women want to believe that. And you can convince a woman to believe that. Press 1. So, like, I'm sure he's gotten, caught cheating and shit throughout the years, but I'm sure he's convinced her that it was just that time. You know what I mean? That time he got caught.
It saved a lot of marriages.
Yeah, you can do that with women, man.
Being a blind eye.
Even men, and even men too. Men will believe that with women. Like, your woman, you catch your woman cheating, and she says, it was just this one time. It was because I was lonely. You haven't been doing this. You haven't been doing that, and it's because you that was blaming on stuff you're doing, and you're like, oh man, and then I gotta step up my game. I gotta get back, and do all these things that
some men want to believe that.
Yeah, exactly. So this whole notion that, oh, she knows he's out here fucking out of both pants legs, that might not be true. Now, am I saying that he's not? No, of course, I know better. I know he's out here fucking out of both pants legs. But what I'm saying is that she might not have known that. It's not, you can't just say, oh, she know that because she LeBron James' wife. She might not have known that. You know what I'm saying? Now Drake coming out confirming that he been fucking out of both pants legs.
He did not mention any name though. It's just the
but she know he hang with Drake. You think his wife don't know he hung with Drake? You think LeBron James don't tell his wife, where you at? Where you at? Oh yeah, I'm with Drake. You think his wife don't know he hang with Drake? Yeah. Now the nigga saying you fucking out both pants legs when you was with me. Yeah, that's some gay shit Drake doing. Drake a bitch for that. Salute to Malik Quelly, man. He says send Sade to Milwaukee with her designer shades on. Facts. Jeez. Facts. He says sons hate snitches. No, I don't care if you snitch on the police. I don't care about police snitching. I hate that the shit Drake doing is shit I don't like. I don't like that shit, man. That shit he did, man. Like, that's some gay shit. It's some bitch ass shit. It's bro code. Fuck the police code. This nigga broke the bro code, man. Don't tell no fucking nigga wife that he cheated. Don't tell no nigga wife he cheated. No matter how mad you is.
He left out the part that it was with a guy.
They call that that dirty bag.
That's also one thing.
Yeah, man, you don't do that shit. That shit gay.
Mrs. King
I'm not saying this because I'm on the side of Drake. I'm not. It's just Drake is a bitch ass for telling, and then Kendrick Lamar and LeBron James, they are not bitches.
Yeah. Well, listen.
LeBron could be.
LeBron fucked up for switching sides and shit. You know what I'm saying? For hopping on Kendrick and all that shit. He fucked up for that shit. But here's the thing, Drake, if you want to get him back, all right, for instance, that's just by Drake's logic, right? By Drake's logic, if you get locked up, right, you can just fuck a faggot. Because, hey, that's the thing that made me feel good at the time. I'm locked up. My circumstances put me in a situation, and I don't got no other choice but to do this. Drake got betrayed by LeBron, and he had no other choice but to tell his wife that he was cheating on her. Or you could fucking beat your dick and try to fuck one of the female CEOs, or just grind it out, thug it out, become, you know what I'm saying? Become celibate, go dive into your religion and make it through your sentence without fucking a faggot. Or Drake could have just been like, yo, all right, I know this nigga fucked me over, but I ain't gonna tell his fucking wife he cheated on her. That's like some shit a bitch would do on Real Housewives of fucking Toronto or some shit. Some faggot ass shit.
If that's the parameter act, then all of the rappers are snitches and bitches, because it's not only Drake. It's just Drake is the biggest to do it.
No, he the one we talking about right now. Why you talking about other rappers? We talking about Drake right now.
Yes, but is it not the norm when it comes to making music, so-called rap
He the
music?
one doing it right. No, niggas don't always tell that the nigga wife was. Niggas don't always say, yeah, you know, your husband was cheating on you. Niggas don't always go. I'm a nigga. I'm a grown ass man. I've been around. Niggas don't always come to your wife and tell her she cheated.
It's a song
That's
though. It's a song, and it
That
takes
could
it
be a
takes
death
people.
sentence.
Let me finish. It's a song though, and it takes people like us who understands what he means on that song to
whatever,
take it all
man.
in.
If you figured it out, everybody figured it out.
Of course.
I don't know, man. I don't. Yeah, as a glider, I don't keep up on all the latest going on in black culture, and I'm just glad I have the mayor of Manila here to help me work my way through it all.
I think
Well,
even if you are not,
Kobe didn't do it to Shaq. Kobe did it to the police, and then the police aired it out. Kobe snitched to the police. He said Shaq always cheats on his wife, which was some faggot shit. But he didn't tell the public. But yeah, Kobe did some gay shit. Like that was. I fuck with Kobe and everything. I was distraught when he died. But listen, yeah, when Kobe did that shit, I was saying the same thing. And I was much younger then. I didn't understand the concept of marriage then. That shit. I would say I railed against Kobe when that happened. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, yo, to make it seem like it's normal that anytime niggas get them, a nigga will kill you before in broad daylight before he go tell your wife that you cheated. Niggas kill each other and shit. Niggas shoot up people's grandmother's houses and don't tell the wife that this nigga cheated. What are you talking about? That shit ain't normal.
Are you sure, Rock? He seems to know a lot about
Yeah.
our culture.
I think you're wrong on that act because.
Okay. All right, let me ask the white
I think-
guys. Shut up for a second. White guys. Within y'all culture, is it? Would you say that it's normal or something that happens, commonly, where you get into a beef with a friends get into they no longer see an eye to eye, and one goes to the other one's wife and tells her that, yeah, you used to cheat on you and all this shit.
No. That's a straight out bitch move.
See, it's that's not normal, dog. That's not normal. That's not a normal thing.
Yeah.
That ain't normal, dog. People don't really do
That's
that.
a woman's move.
Yeah. The only way I can see that.
No,
The only way I
don't
can
believe
see
that
that
it's not
happen
normal.
if
I hear all
if
the.
Drake.
If you can see my playlist, it's almost exclusively rap songs and hip hop, and it's there. I hear it and I understand every lyrics.
I don't
And
understand
also
half the
one
shit they
thing,
say.
when Kobe snitched on the cops is considered public because these cops are also snitches. So what I'm saying also is Kobe is not really a nigga because he grew up in Europe, right? Only
Kobe a
when
nigga, he black. Kobe a nigga, yo, that's not how it works, yo. Kobe black, he a nigga. As long as you black, you a nigga. What you talking about? Kobe a nigga. He played basketball. He played basketball.
but you saw him. You saw him carry
Nah.
himself.
Kobe,
You saw him
listen.
speak, right?
Kobe
You hear him
father
speak.
played the NBA. He played in the NBA. He a nigga. Now, if you trying to act like, okay, he grew up in Italy and all that stuff, yeah, okay. To some black people, they might look at him as not like a hood and all that stuff. But all that shit
He's
go away
definitely
once you play in the NBA. Once you play in the NBA, that's the most nigga thing to do. That's like selling drugs or going to prison. Playing the NBA is like a black thing. He a nigga. He played in the fucking NBA, dude. He a nigga.
Yes, but it's public that he doesn't really get along with his teammates. Even
Yeah,
when
but
he was a younger
but he still
person.
hold on. He still played in the NBA. That's every son man dream, dog.
Yeah, if that doesn't make you a nigga,
so
that's a
you're
very
saying
high bar.
that
That's a very
black
high
people
bar you're
and-
setting. All right.
No. I just want to hear it from you, Act. and from the other.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I'm not
African-American.
saying some black dude here or there might not say, yeah, man, he grew up in Italy, man. His father was rich, man. Yeah, but by that logic, yo, do you understand? Most of the do you know how many players in the NBA dad played in the NBA?
A lot.
Yo, it's like 50 guys in the league whose dads played in the NBA.
Yeah,
They
just
grew up
even right now,
like
the active
They
roster.
grew up just like Kobe did with that wealth. Like, I mean, what are we talking about?
The difference is act, like what I'm saying. He did not grow around other black people, other niggas, because I want to hear the distinction from you. Are all black people consider themselves niggas?
No,
Okay, that's
no,
number
right?
3. I think that's your
Yeah.
quota. You
Because
say it 3
a
times.
lot of people don't consider themselves niggas.
He did he done said nigga like 80 times. You like a Hispanic dude. You tapping into your Philippine Spanish side. That's how Spanish people do. They just say it for no reason.
You need an N-word jar every time he says it. You gotta have to pay a nickel or a dollar for inflation.
Exactly, man. He just like nigga.
Now you gotta put up some money.
Yeah.
Come on up, say the N-word.
It kind of reminds me of that that one Indian rap song where that dude kept on saying, "I'm a black nigga, I'm a black nigga."
You can charge
And then
people
hold
$5
on. While saying Kobe fucking Bryant isn't one.
I know, that's wild. That's wild. I mean, you know,
listen to a lot of the music, man. You can't discount book learning.
Wall saying Drake, Wall fanboying for Drake.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell you the real
Hey,
one.
but can I say something about that whole, because I'm not gonna say that there's I don't know many dudes, because I know many dudes have that pride, that bro code to like, no, when it comes to wives, girlfriends, it's like out of bounds. But I do know that there are the only time I can see another, like a son man saying, oh, he's cheating on you to somebody's significant other, is when they're trying to fuck.
But even then though, all right, go in your mental Rolodex. How often can you recall that happening?
I mean,
was it common? Is it common?
It's not common, but I'm just saying, it's in my life, it's happened more times than I kind of care to
admit. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, how does that work?
Mine.
How does that work? How did it happen to you?
Well, because the chick would tell me. She wouldn't say it wasn't like
that you wait. I'm
no.
not
She
sure I
would.
understand.
Okay,
she tell
so
people you
bottom
were cheating
line,
on your wife?
No. So it wasn't. I guess I wasn't. I wasn't. It's not like I was getting caught, but it was almost like somebody else. It's like one chick that I'm kind of messing with.
Wait, was any party in this story married? Anyone in this triangle?
No.
Okay,
no,
it's
it's
totally
not.
different
Yeah.
thing, man.
So it is a totally different thing.
If nobody's married,
yeah, I know. What the fuck am I talking about? I bow this one out.
Because it sounded like you were saying Drake was trying to get with Kendrick's or with LeBron's wife.
Well, I'm saying if
the logic of it.
if he's sending, I'm saying if that's what if he was like in her DMs type shit, like I wouldn't put it past. I'd be like, oh, that's the reason. That's why you just said it.
It's still first and foremost an ultimate bitch move. And
1,000
guy, black or white, is going to do that for 1,000 reasons.
Unless he's trying to smash the wife.
Yeah, but even you said that even you couldn't find one.
Yeah, I know, because I'm sitting here using my life, and I'm like sitting here talking about high school. So it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm on some other shit. My bad.
That other variable with sons, you get shot for this stuff.
Yeah, like listen,
like if
man,
you're
go ahead.
Justifiably.
If you're an Italian mafia don in the 30s, maybe the same holds true.
Shit. Yo, and now, if you tell if somebody in the mob goes behind. That guy's getting whacked. You're having to sit down and you're telling the bosses what happened, and they're like, and unless that guy's earning fucking a bunch of money, making people rich, bitch. If that guy fucks up if he's fucking up, if that guy's like not, earning the way he's supposed to earn, and somebody comes to the bosses and say, yo, he told my wife that I was cheating on her. You know that wife can get mad and go to the FBI and fucking turn all you fucking guys in. You understand that? That wife can fucking get mad and fucking just drop a dime. Say because women are very emotional like that, yo. They won't think long term of like all that shit. In that moment, she'll be like, you know what? I'm just gonna tell the police that you're fucking with these mobsters and shit. You're hanging out in there. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you can't have no fucking mob wife mad. You kidding me? You know what I'm saying?
I was just trying to take some of the stain off of the Italian community by setting it in the 30s.
No, man,
I don't want to bring the Russians into it.
You'll be in big trouble, man, for that, man. Big trouble for that. With any like a gang group or any street guys, but
any structure based on violence.
Yeah,
prison.
Why they cheating? Yo, first of all, the bro code is real within a fraternity or within these like gangs and cliques. The bro code is even more. Not saying I won't fuck your girl. Not saying I won't fuck your wife if you get locked up. I'm not saying it's like that. But the bro codes, like, yo, like, oh man, old dog said some shit. Old dog tripping, man. Bitch ass nigga, I'm gonna go tell his wife that he cheated. Niggas gonna look at you like, what? Like, you can't even say that in front of niggas.
Of course, they are not saying that in front of but they will do it.
Yeah, no doubt you could do it, but you can't do it. I get what you say, you could do it, but if you can't say it, that lets you know.
Then you're trusting her not to reveal you as the source. That's even dumber.
It's just like this, man. Let me tell you something, man. Drake, it's okay. That was a bitch move. That was a whole move. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't matter who did. I wouldn't care if Boosie did it, Tupac.
Even LeBron's wife said it's a bitch move.
Yeah, I wouldn't care who. Yeah, I wouldn't care who did. I don't give a fuck if goddamn DMX came back from the grave and did that shit. It's a bitch move, dog. It ain't got nothing to do with Drake. Take Drake out of it.
That's what I'm saying.
MCA told MCB's wife that he fucking cheated on her. You emotional about it because it's Drake and you love Drake, but take him out of it.
That. You're wrong about that. The only rappers I like are PMB and the other one who is dead now, Rich Homie Quan, not Drake.
So you only like dead rappers?
They're dead now. Yes, I like dead rappers.
Okay. Yeah, but even listen.
Let me tell you something. To dismiss it like I'm a Drake fanboy. That's wrong, because if Drake is a bitch, which I think he is a bitch, the other rappers are also bitch ass because they do the same thing all the time.
Irrelevant. That's like a rapper gets shot. That's like, all right, let's say Drake shot LeBron. What is we talking about other rappers that shot other people in the past for? What would we be talking about other rappers that shot other people in the past for? What the fuck would we be talking about all that shit for?
Mm-hmm. But Drake did not shoot people, but he got his own shooters, right? Like what he did to XXXTentacion, right? So what I'm saying is Drake, he looks like a bitch, he acts like a bitch, but I think at the end of the day, all of them are bitches, but it's not just Drake. It's just funny the wave of Drake.
I got you though, but like,
and then when Drake do it the other way around, He is a bitch.
Nah. Listen, it ain't even that. Drake is Drake. It's the same thing like with Caitlin Clark, right? Caitlin Clark have a bad game. It's everywhere. Caitlin have a good game. It's everywhere. What the other NBA players say, nobody pays attention to us. Yeah, because no one cares about you. So yeah, all these other rappers, some little drill rapper in Milwaukee that told somebody's wife that nobody gives a fuck about that.
Of course, because no one knows them.
So what the fuck are you talking about, man? Of course Drake's gonna be a bigger deal if Drake does it. He's fucking Drake.
But I think it's not really a bitch ass move to do it if everybody is doing it, even Kendrick.
No, that's listen.
Everybody's
that's even worse. That's that's horrifying that you just said that. Press one.
Prison gay thing.
Because I listened.
You said that. You said that. I gave you the perfect example, and you still said that. That is horrifying that you just said that.
Because you should believe me also that my playlist, Spotify or YouTube Music, is almost exclusively rap. So I know what I'm talking about.
This fucker said.
What age? What genre rap? Like what age rap? What are we talking about? Drill rap or something?
Everything.
So give me. I'm just trying to give me.
Think on top of your head and tell me.
Dude, I don't remember
I can't give
anybody. I mean, I don't know. How about my homeboy's girlfriend by 8 Ball that came out back in the 90s? Literally talked about how.
That I don't know because I started listening to music late 90s because I was born 1988.
Jeez, listen. Let me tell you this. You gotta listen. The Roots got a song called "Never Do What They Do, What They Do, What They Do." How many of y'all know that song? You need to go listen to that Roots song. Never Do. Okay? Never do.
When was that released?
Isn't Never Do a name in the Philippines?
When was that released though? Is that even a real song?
I think that's about a girl.
Yes, it's a real song.
It's about a Filipina name. Never
When
Do.
was that released?
The Roots, Never Do, 1999. Never Do.
I don't know that.
It's called Never Do.
I don't know that.
You need to go listen to that song about 50 times. Okay? Shit. Talking about something. He said, is it really a bitch move if everybody's doing it? Yes! Yes, it's a bitch move.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, that's pretty wild. That's iconic. I can't lie. That's pretty wild, man.
Yeah, that means that the theory is true that rappers are bitches at the end of the day.
Well, why are we? No, I mean, why are we even using rappers as examples?
You know, they may have wide noses and kinky hair and dark skin and fast twitch muscles, but underneath it all, they're men. This is not something a man does. They may have a lower IQ, a penchant for crime, but they're still men. You can't discount that. You're trying to take away their manhood. You're trying to strip.
So what you're saying, men don't snitch at each other all the time.
Wait, let me get my jokes out before you step on me. Go ahead.
No, we just saying that it's mind-boggling that you're like, you know what I mean, you're making excuses for that type of behavior. And not only that,
I'm saying everyone is like that.
Would you ever do that?
That is an excuse. That's an excuse, dog. That's an excuse.
That is not an
to
excuse.
say that everyone else is doing it. That's the first excuse. If your friend jumps off the bridge just because you want to jump off a bridge, that's the first excuse you hear as a kid. If your friend jump off the bridge and you're going to jump off the bridge with him, that's an excuse, dog. You're making excuses for that type of behavior.
Not making an excuse. I'm saying it's a fact.
Chronic,
a
would
fact.
you ever tell the wife of someone you knew that her husband was cheating on him? Would you ever do that?
It depends.
Wow.
If
Okay.
if it's concerning life and death, if it's concerning life and death, let's say for example your friend is planning to
Holy
kill
shit!
his wife.
Wow,
Well,
that's
or total world
crazy. No
annihilation. Maybe I could
wonder,
break the code.
no wonder you're trying to square this round peg in this whole.
Let me
Like,
ask
How
you
much
this: if
life
your
and death
friend
are you
is
involved
planning to
with?
kill his let me finish if you can. Let me
You're
finish.
writing a
If your
screenplay. I'm
friend
talking
is
about
planning
real
to
life.
Hey,
kill,
you hold on. Don't get up here act like you
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
been. You said
this is.
plenty, motherfucker. You said plenty. You had the
Let me
chance to
finish.
speak.
Let me finish first. Let me finish. If your friend is planning to kill his wife to get to a new girl, to a new hoe, to a new bitch, would that be okay with you? Would that fly with you?
Of course not, but
You're
that's
not gonna
not
say
a.
anything.
Yeah, that's not what we're
You're not
talking
gonna say
about. Like
anything.
We
remotely,
just
we're
did.
not remotely talking about that though. We're not like that's so far. That's such a stretch. That's such a far off. Like you literally went into fuck. You didn't just stretch. And you got your TV on and shit.
Because not
Goddamn.
everyone is a rapper act. Not everyone is a rapper like Drake and not an athlete like LeBron.
Yo, just stop talking, man, about it. Let's move on. This is one of the ones where you should let's just move on, man. Because you digging a hole, like your hole is so deep, pause, that like literally, like you next stop is hell, my G. Like seriously, like,
I know I can never trust you with the intimate details of my sex life and my wife.
Of course, why would you tell that to me? Are you gay?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
wouldn't
fucking gay?
trust this dude. I wouldn't trust this dude fucking with anything.
Man,
Of course, if you think it's detrimental, why would you trust other people? It's just you having discernment or no discernment at all to choose
see, this
people
is why we
like
can't.
that.
This is why we can't have
No,
high trust societies.
I would tell you that I was
Of
cheating on
course,
my wife if it was to save someone's life. If it would save someone's life from me saying to you that I cheated on my wife, I would have to tell you.
It depends on whose wife it was, whose life it was. Like shit. Like listen. If I don't know the person, I ain't telling you that shit. I mean now,
you know
if it
the
was,
root of this is because you can't agree that most, if not all, rappers are snitches at the end of the day, and there's nothing
no,
wrong with that, in my opinion,
no.
because
We're
they
not
do it
doing that.
all the time.
We're not doing that. Drake did
Of
it.
course, of
Drake
course.
did it. It is and Drake did that, and we talking about Drake right now. And the
I
next
can't
That's
when,
believe.
only Drake.
another rapper does something, when another rapper does something, we're gonna talk about that.
I
You know
can't
what I'm saying?
believe we're using rappers as our primary sources. It's wild.
Right. I mean, this is crazy. It's like Diddy.
But
Like if
to not
by your
agree, but
logic,
to not.
hold on, man. By your logic, if you was around Diddy, right? Because you say if everybody's doing it, it's not bitch behavior. If you was around Diddy, man, you would have. Who knows what you would have done, man? Who knows
But
what you would have done?
but
Partake,
it wouldn't be gay. Everybody's being gay at the
right?
gay party.
Exactly.
Everybody's putting to get baby oil and slipping and sliding and everything.
Right.
It's normal, totally
Yo,
normal.
what are you talking about, man? It don't matter. Listen, it don't matter who. Listen, I don't care who do it. Wrong is wrong and right is right. And yes, have I done wrong? Hell yeah. And I was wrong for it. But it don't make it right because everybody else. Listen, man. Let me tell you something, man.
I did not say it's right. I'm saying
I know
everything.
people who have
Everybody
snitched
does
on
the
their
same thing.
brothers and gotten their brothers time, long sentences. I know people snitched on their brothers. I know people have snitched on their mothers. I know people have their mother put their house up to bond them out of jail, and they fucking went on a run. Okay, I know motherfuckers that done people. I've done fucked up, treacherous shit, betrayed motherfuckers. I get it all and everything. And if you want to look at it as like, yeah, a different betrayal is just as bad as what Drake did. Fine, I'll give you that. There's other comparable betrayals, but that particular betrayal, there's a bro code about it. Other betrayals, there's not a bro code about it. That betrayal, like, yo, we going to Vegas this weekend, or yo, we at the frat house and you got a wife and shit. No, you don't go back and tell the wife. No.
That's an act of treachery, which is a totally feminine sort of characteristic.
Yeah, no.
You're trying to destroy this person in the most surreptitious way with only just a little bit of words, a little bit of information, and then just destroy him, nuke him.
That's what I'm saying. Every rapper does that. So what's wrong with that?
I'm sorry.
That's what they do.
You
That's
were talking.
every rapper.
I didn't hear what you said.
That's what every rapper does. So that's what I'm saying. That's what they do.
Yeah, they're all bitches.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I want you to guys admit.
If what you say, no, I'm not admitting that because I don't think all of them would do that. I don't think all of them would do that particular thing, and no, I'm not admitting that.
Of course, they do all the time.
Not publicly.
They do
not
that all the time. Not publicly. It's a song. It's a song.
Yo, if the guy had, let's say LeBron
time.
James was passed, right? Let's say LeBron James had moved on to the afterlife, right? I still think it would be some bitch ass shit for Drake to do that shit, even if LeBron was gone.
Like all the people when Kobe died, all the people that kept bringing up the rapes, those people, that wasn't cool.
No, she knew about that. Okay. She knew about that. That's fine. It sucks. That's horrible behavior. It was reprehensible, and I made videos about it. I thought that was disgusting when they did that. I agree with you 100%, but she knew about that. To tell about, yeah, man, me and Kobe went to Cancun in 2018, and she like, for real? She's like, oh, 2018, Kobe didn't go to Cancun. Oh yeah, man, we was down there fucking all the bitches.
That's a treacherous, feminine, leftist move. That's what they tried to do to Trump. They tried to bring him down by the porn star. That's bad energy, man.
Nah, you don't do that. You don't do that. And listen, you just don't do it.
They didn't do that to Kennedy.
And listen, let me tell you something. If I did that by accident, like say the example I gave you, right? Say Kobe. I'm talking to Vanessa, and I'm like, yeah, Vanessa, yeah, man, Kobe's a great guy, man. I remember we went to Cancun in 2018. And she was like, Cancun? Kobe never told me about a trip to Cancun. If I had done something like that by accident, I would feel terrible. You know what I'm saying? Because right there, if he taking trips and he not telling his wife, you know what the implication is, right? So it's like, I would feel terrible just spilling the beans by accident.
That's an accidental bitch move, and that one hurts just as much.
Yeah, exactly. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. So it doesn't matter. But you talking about doing that shit on purpose, I would feel horrible doing that shit by accident, my nigga. And with the nigga dead. He could be dead.
I wouldn't tell Ava Braun if Hitler were cheating on her. That's between them. I stay out of it. Exactly. I don't bring it up. I don't want to offset the course of history over some personal stuff.
Yeah, because your voice will not be as amplified like Drake or any other rapper.
Salute.
I think Hitler had much bigger things on his plate than rapping, but I get what you're saying.
Not yours.
Salute to Osa the Healer. He said Pusha T destroyed Drake long before Kendrick. Ninjas don't tell on cheating husbands. Facts. Any final thoughts?
Let me ask you this.
Good.
Who is Pusha T? What is Pusha T's hit single?
Wait,
none. There's none.
Any final
there's
thoughts?
None. The answer is none.
Well, he's the Clips. He's with the Clips. What happened to that boy? The Clips got tons of hits. What are you talking about? He's a Clip. You sound crazy. But go ahead. Any final thoughts?
Well, as always,
I'm just saying Pusha T is a nobody compared to Drake and Kendrick.
Okay, so, right. Go ahead. You're striking out a lot tonight. Go ahead. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, Icon, you should be glad that Wicked ain't here, man. Because
Wicked is always running when I'm cooking his ass. So you can sit this one out too. You can sit this one out too. Because you got nothing on me aside from Pack. That's it. I can cook you too
I
if
don't.
I want to.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
you
letting
don't know.
you dig
That's
your
it.
own.
You don't know. Yeah, that's it. You
Okay.
don't know.
Hey, I'm not
And
gonna
I think
argue with you.
All right,
if
hey man,
you're looking for defense from Wicked, then you're fucked because Wicked is a
hey
bitch
man.
also.
What time is it in the Philippines right now?
2 p.m.
Okay, all right. Well, it's past lunch, but have a good pack dinner, and we'll see you next time. Same black
All
time,
right.
same black channel. Out of here. Subscribe to the channel.